Of microphones and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to an exciting episode of TigerTails Radio. This is Season 8, Episode 20, and I'm your host, TK, and if you're watching on the YouTube feed, you should also be able to see the delightful figures of the Fearless and the Dark Song.
Hello.
TK?
Yeah?
I can't hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
You're coming through very loud and very clear.
Too loud. Too clear.
Oh. Somebody couldn't even click my headphones into place.
Oh, dear.
Well, maybe some people should get ready in time, rather than rely on the technical expertise of his superiors.
How much gaming news do you have again?
Oh, he's
I'm about to have a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so there. It's that time of the night. It's a Monday night because, yeah, fuck Mondays. No one likes Mondays. And so we're here to while away 2 hours of it to make it go away and stop being quite as painful as it normally is.
Seriously, I can never get this mic pop guard. It doesn't work.
That's a new pop guard.
It doesn't work if I don't put it anywhere. How
Hey, Fearless, just do me a favour. See how much lag there is in the whole world. Just clap for me.
You asked the guy who has his hands.
Okay, that's okay. But you can't see my face.
That was a clap.
That was a clap.
Okay, that's a better clap.
I'm sure he could show me some exercises.
I can show you how to do all the squats.
Yes. But maybe for later. Maybe we'll charge for that video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's still quite a bit of lag. Fair enough. Okay, so on
Oh
this...
god, he's pushed the microphone into my pop shield, so it looks like a raptor's claws distending from Lara Croft's stomach. What?
We don't
that
need
better?
to go into that conversation again.
Hang on, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to fix this pop shield.
Okay, you do that. So, it's that time where we just waste a few minutes while everything gets set up, because, as with tradition of TigerTails Radio, the first 20 minutes is dedicated to us breaking everything. Because, you know, test shows just aren't enough, apparently. And what? I'm watching a kind of 30-second delayed feed. What has he done with his pop shield?
I don't know.
It's wrong, I think, is the answer.
You know what the problem is?
The technical expertise of the person assembling?
No. It's, this pop shield kept slipping out of place. Oh, look. You better tighten it up good, boy. And I still can't get this microphone in a good place that isn't, like...
Covering your face entirely?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the way.
I think that's just this type of microphone. Oh, really? Huh?
What? What?
You see why I put it like that now?
I can't tighten this up
You see what I mean?
This is what I'm working with, folks.
Just look.
Just bear with
Because
us.
you can't put
Mind
it there.
technical
Because look, it
difficulties.
just slips down. It slips down like a cheap horse panties. Wait.
No comment.
He said that out loud.
Lefty tighty, righty loosey? That's not right.
I thought it was righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
That's what I thought as well, but apparently not with this one.
How bizarre. Maybe it's an American thing versus a British thing. And, you know, the American's always the wrong way round.
There you go.
No, because the American rhyme is still the same.
I've
That's the American rhyme, so they've obviously got it backwards.
tightened it
Righty,
properly.
tighty.
That's why they had to make a rhyme out of it, to remember that it was backwards.
I'll tighten a man out of you.
Be a man. No, right, that's copyright. That's not. See, you got to be girls.
Let's all sing that song now.
And get sued a lot. Can't afford to pay it.
Them license fees.
Did they bring us DC when I asked for Marvel?
Oh, fuck that. Anyway, yes. So, Mr. Fearless, since I can see you on the camera, not playing with things, even though you probably are by now because it's a 30-second delay, how was your week?
My week?
Your week.
God, what have I spent the week doing?
That's a
You
good
say
question.
blur. There was
Masturbating.
lots of Evil Genius being played and girlfriend being done. Girlfriend.
Freudian
wait.
slip, sir.
Line.
Is that another Freudian slip counter that should be put on the screen at some point?
I know what should be put on the screen. The
What?
correct episode number.
I'd clap, but my hands are full, as you can probably now see on the...
Yeah. I should probably do the same in IRC as well.
It's been a pretty chilled week, actually.
It has.
I'm mostly flomping around with the fan pointed directly at us. Playing games together.
That's when I've got a fan in here. I really ought to turn that shit on.
Why aren't you using it?
Kind of forgot I had it. Hang on. Review your week, Fearless.
Review my week. 8 out of 10. Would week again. There's just a long suffering chortle from TK there. Yeah. It has been a sleepy week. My sleeping patterns finally come back to something resembling normalcy. Like several times now, Alex has just sort of woken up and gone, "What are you up for? You're meant to be asleep or shuffling, ready to drop dead."
I don't know why he's awake in the mornings. But it's good because I'm starting to get coffee in the morning. It's quite nice.
Yeah. See, I do things.
Wait, you're getting coffee out of him in the morning?
Yeah.
Damn.
And this week is when we lost one housemate, and I'm not sure if we lost the one.
Wait, what? You put him down somewhere and can't remember where you put him, or he's dead, or I mean, what's the deal here?
Be surprised. For such a gangly bastard, he's pretty easy to lose. This is the 6'8" housemaid. The one that was born with no indoors voice that I mentioned once or twice before.
All right. So not Mr.
So
he's
he's
called a million decibels.
Yeah, well, he's basically so far behind on his rent, the landlord said, "Look, start paying up like 100 quid now just to give you leeway for the next week, or you will be out."
Christ.
So he decided to go live with his girlfriend. Yay.
Oh no, it's the tragedies, right?
Meanwhile, the other housemate, I'm not sure, because the landlord came to serve papers for him. But he's still here.
Yeah, that's weird.
He meant Mac actually came back this morning to pick up some stuff, and he's like, "When are you moving out?" I was like, "I'm meant to be."
Okay.
Who wouldn't?
The Jack John. Jack, I don't mind. Oh, he was back this morning.
When you call
Yeah,
Jack,
that's
I
fine.
don't mind. That says a lot.
Wait, but he was like, he's supposed to move in out? I
I don't know.
don't know.
I mean, the landlord had 2 sets of eviction papers with him.
And only one left standing. Order.
Sorry, Alex, your time has come. It's been a short time, but we've enjoyed it. But it's time to depart.
I'm probably the only one in that place who could get another place.
No, I could probably get another place.
Oh yeah, Felix as well. I forget he exists sometimes.
I exist and do okay.
We can see him on camera, therefore he is.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like Descartes.
Rennie Descartes.
Hmm?
He stinks, therefore he is. So, Alex, how's your week been?
It's been okay, I suppose. It's been a bit off.
I
and
still
on.
smell faintly of bleach.
That's what you get for cleaning the floor.
Yeah, I feel a bit off the whole week for some
Yeah,
reason.
because you were ill last week and weren't with us.
Yeah, but it's so persisted. Where it's like sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I'm not. Like today at work, I was just like I was quiet and just kept myself to myself working, and everyone was like, "Oh, Alex is quite quiet today." Oh, well, Alex.
It's like, wait, he's quiet and he's keeping himself to himself. God, hide the knives.
Everybody noticed it though. It's like just because I'm not talking.
Yeah, all we need. Yeah, those are the hallmarks of a serial killer. As soon as someone describes you as it wouldn't hurt a fly, that's I am getting the fuck out of here.
Oh, Alex.
Shut up, TK.
Alex.
No.
Nice.
He wouldn't hurt a fly.
He wouldn't hurt the flies on your trousers.
Invisible old lady just filled it in for us. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Excuse me.
So, Alex, which cereal are you going to kill first? Is it going to be the Weetabix or...
I'm a fan of Honey Crunch.
Okay.
Honey Crunchy Nut.
He's had a hard time trying to permanently kill Count Chocula. That's a brand name.
Captain,
It is.
Captain Crunch. I'll get down with. And I went swimming this week, I suppose.
In a swimming pool or in the sea, or...
In a swimming pool.
Okay.
And that was good exercise, actually. I felt a bit like, whoa. I was so hungry after I was swimming.
Now you see why Tim does it.
Yeah.
And plays badminton a lot.
Yeah. Tim's too active, though.
He is entirely active.
I don't like acting.
I
mean, I
to the
don't.
point where... Sorry.
You've interrupted me. You might as well finish now.
No. I was going to let you finish.
If I carry on, you're not going to get a chance.
I say it's like the winter when TK was still working at Sega Park. Tim comes in, Yaz is there going, "The fuck is he warm in shorts?" I said, "There's actually quite easy explanation for this." Yes, Tim, stop moving for 3 seconds. I mean, no fucking way.
You can't do it. It's impossible. He's not hyperactive, he's beyond hyperactive. But at
Yeah.
least he channels it positively.
He sees Fry's 1000th cup of cappuccino.
And other than that, I went to see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I thought to ask you if that was any good.
It was good.
Apart from the really stupid scientists just deserve to die.
What way?
Well, spoilers. Hello.
Stupid scientist.
Stupid scientists, like, yeah, I should totally report my getting this
Sa-
infectious disease we're
Save it
developing.
for done and dusted.
What?
The-
Yeah, I'll save it for done and dusted, but you don't make any sense. Are you talking about Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
I might be. I can't remember.
Yes. Yes, you
Either
are.
way, that scientist deserves to die, so no spoilers.
Well, one film.
You're getting your movies mixed up. No good.
Ah,
You're
yeah.
a silly boy.
I'm tired.
Yeah, and other than that, I didn't do a whole lot.
How much time did you skive off work being ill?
No,
Um,
I've gone in and worked.
Yeah, he has.
Been a good boy.
I think it's been like 6, maybe 7 years since I've taken a day off work for being ill. That was when I was working part-time in retail
Blammy.
at Christmas, and I was like, no. And I was forced to come in anyway.
You're bullshit.
But I only
I've
got-
had enough.
I got half day off, and then they were like, look, you need to come in. And blah, blah, blah. Whereas back then, if I had known that they couldn't have done that, I would have said no. But oh well. But yeah, no, I just don't take days off when I'm ill. I just go in and work.
So do I normally. There was one time at Sega Park while I was off ill with food poisoning. And so it was coming out of each end at, pretty regular intervals. And I got a phone call from a very, very desperate Darren going, can you please come in because I'm all on my own here? Help! And it's like, is there no one else? No! Fuck.
And you went in anyway.
I did. I was ill and I went in. And I spent 45%, I spent about 20% of the time on the shop floor, the rest of it in the toilet. It's like, I'm not going to be any use, you realise. I don't care, come in! Okay, fine. Nearly yacked up on the bus on the way in, that was not fun.
Oh.
Got off the bus literally just in time. And it was about 3 stops early, I thought, I've got to go for this bus now. Like, now.
Yeah, but when you get like car sick and you have to get
Yeah.
off.
It was like that.
Yeah.
And the second I got off the bus, I felt fine. Literally, the split second I got off the bus, it was all good. I was like, for fuck's sake. Well, I'm going to walk the rest of the way to work. Don't give me another 15 fucking minutes from here.
I just don't like taking time off when I'm ill, because unless I'm so ill that I'm bedridden, I'm like I can still get up and go to work. Whereas I know there are some people at work who, as soon as they like got the sniffles, they won't come in, and we know because like an email gets sent around saying, oh yes, just so you know, so and so's off, being ill or whatever. And some people take so much time off ill. It's like so bad, so bad.
Yeah. We actually have a policy at our current place where, if you're ill for an extended period for like more than 3 times, then you get called in to have a meeting about your illness and things like that, and it all gets kind of all official, like. And if you're persistently sick, you get put on this like report where you got to try not to be ill for a period of time. And it's like, how do you not be ill for a period of time? It's like, illness is kind of one of those things where it just comes and gets you, and it feels like it. You don't really get much say in the matter.
No.
But there you go. It's a thing. Oh, and well, finally, Felix has appeared in IRC.
Yeah.
It's been sat there, and I actually forgot to click the button to sign me in.
Genius.
Yeah.
No, there have been more people taking off time for being ill than I have taken off my actual days of work this year. And it's like,
No, I've had so few days off this year.
no, yeah, you and me both.
It's like, I need more.
I'm just going to take a huge chunk at some point and just not do anything.
So am I. It's called November. Hello, novel writing month. I think I might win you this year.
With winning.
Fuck yeah, winning.
No, my week has been quite plain. What about you, TK? How's your work been?
My week's been okay. It's during the kind of evenings, it's been spent actually going to bed at a reasonable hour. I know, what the fuck? It hasn't felt right. But I've been just tired.
Wait. Your regular, reasonable hour of 1 a.m. isn't that far after 10, really.
Yeah, well, I know I've been going to bed like midnight, 11:30, that kind of thing. It's been
Impressive.
weird. I don't know, but I've been falling asleep quite quick. So yeah, it could be like the heat is like making you tired throughout the evening. So I'm like, no, I'm tired now. I'm going to go sleep. Bugger this. And yeah, just been going to sleep and actually getting good night's sleeps.
We're going to have to change our collective slogan away from circadian rhythms. Ah!
Yeah, it's like my body's going, yeah, this sleeping thing, we could dig this. Instead of just hours of catch up on the weekends. Of course, it has been I've been getting up at like 6 and 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. And I'm like, fuck you, body, this is sleeping in time. Why are you waking? And the body's like, nope, you're awake. Fuck you. And it's like, it's 9 o'clock. Pete's still asleep. In his sleeping bag. What can I do until he wakes up? Body's like, not my problem, mate. You got to figure that shit out. Fucking brain, body, synergy, bastard,
Stupid brain meats.
Well, then Pete came down on the Friday after roleplay, which was nice. So we got
Yay.
CB again. And then on Saturday, we went to see what I'll be reviewing for Done and Dusted, which was Guardian of the Galaxy.
I've got to see that at some point real soon.
Yeah, you're going to be like the only one who hasn't seen it for long.
I know.
I need to see How to Train Your Dragon 2.
That's another one that I have to go see
Yeah,
at some
'cause
point.
Now we've completed the series, the 2 series of the DreamWorks Dragons.
Do you actually have a collected series that I could borrow?
Yes. It's not in any physical media yet, but I'm sure if you have a book a la net or lap, then...
I was about to say, I have my giant SD card with me, but no, that's actually in Alex's room.
And also, this has many, many gigabytes.
How many?
About 21.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're in HD, so that's part of the reason. It's like 20 episodes a series, and there's 2 series. So...
Yeah, I'm bring a hard drive set with me or something next week.
Probably a good idea.
Depending on if I get a new rucksack quick enough, I'll bring the laptop.
It's a good series, though. I must admit, the Riders of Berk and the Defenders of Berk.
It actually brings in quite a few, villains from the books, which is nice.
And it also, especially the second series, has an overarching story to it, where they don't address the story in every episode, but in order to you actually have to watch them in order to get a full understanding of what's going on.
Oh,
And the bonus point is that there are not very many sound-alikes.
what are we talking about now?
DreamWorks Dragons.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
That's why I shut up, probably.
However, I will say that the big finale climaxy thing contradicts one of the shorts they did before the series.
Which one?
The one where it goes into about the dragons and their classes and some of the back...
Oh, yeah, the book of
the Book of
what's his
Dragons.
face?
Yeah, into the book of Dragons, Berk's Book of Dragons, whatever it's called. And it goes on about the Boulder class and says X, Y, Z about the Boulder class. And then the series then introduces some more facts about the Boulder class of dragons, and then instantly contradicts something about them, and to fulfill the big kind of main plot at the end. And I'm sat there going, well, at the time I was fine with it, but then when I saw the short about the dragons, because I saw the shorts after the
So you
series,
saw the short afterwards, and you're suddenly
Yeah.
going, wait a minute.
pretty much.
Continuity senses tingling.
Yeah. And I've really noticed how I'm picking up on continuity between things now, because where I'm doing my writing,
I'm
desperately trying to maintain continuity throughout the world.
I
And
used to be
all the
really
stories.
bad about spotting continuity things, like, what the fuck did the pen in his pocket go?
Yeah, things.
That level of things in like an episode of The Bill.
Yeah, well, things like that aren't too bad, but it's when it's major story contradictions, and you're going, except no, because and then everything falls apart, and you go, well, that's that ruined then, isn't it? So, but the series does bridge the gap for the second film, so yeah, kind of need to see the series to get a full understanding of what's going on in the second film. So I'm glad I saw the series first.
So I should probably leave off taking the girlfriend as a present to go see the movie until I've gotten all the stuff from
Yes.
you.
Yes, you should.
Right, next week or some point during the week, if possible, I will attempt to come round of my own,
Yeah.
my own steam.
I should be here most evenings.
And let you know in advance this time, because
Wednesday evenings, you might want to leave it for a little bit later because I'll be chasing steam trains. But apart from that, it should all be good.
well, Wednesday's actually when I get paid, so
Oh, hey,
trying to think.
brains.
According to my budgety thing, this fortnight I only have £80 free in total. That's including food.
Good luck with that. Food's hella expensive these days.
Yeah.
And hello, Red Cane Channel, who's just
Yes.
said hi. And we'll now hear this 30 seconds afterwards and wonder why we've been ignoring him for ages.
I came in and instantly saw him there and went, hello.
I came in and said hi. So there. But you weren't around for that because you were late into ILC. But yes,
Yeah, but it turned out to be a false alarm, so it's okay.
that's been pretty much my week, though. It's just dossing around during the week, kind of procrastinating and avoiding doing things I should be doing. And then come the weekend, going out and seeing films. And then on Sunday, just relaxing with people for roleplay. The roleplay is kind of fun now. It's that new series of which Alex has played one episode in.
Wait, and you've played one because there's only been 2 so far.
Yeah, no, and I've played one. And we haven't killed each other yet in the stories because we've been kept far apart. And in fact, from what I can gather, in the most recent adventure, we kind of left you somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. You may still be on a planet.
Trust me, my character will be fine.
Yep, no doubt. But
It was fun, actually. I really did enjoy it too. I'm surprised you enjoy it.
well, it's kind of fun because it's just basically Robin being the ship, telling us what we can and can't do, and us going, "How about fuck you? Do you want to be disconnected? I'm hungry. Fuck off." I'm not going to kill and eat this thing.
Because if you try to disconnect him, you'll have to put up with Robin trying to sing Daisy, Daisy.
No,
But
really no.
Robin did mention to me that he's actually like really trying hard not to get do what he normally does and take control, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to take a more passive role, and he said it's really freaking difficult.
Yep.
Which I can understand, because like playing an active role, if you get used to playing an active role, then
You want to carry on playing an active role.
yeah,
Whereas I'm quite used to being quite passive and then just chipping in when needed.
yeah.
Because my characters are those kind of characters.
But
Especially Martin. I fucking love Martin.
yeah, definitely, Martin.
Martin is the best excuse to just like doze off during a session.
But no, from the first session, which was pretty fun, it was good. It does seem a bit weird how everyone's meshed together, but that's the whole point of the story.
Yeah, it's like so far I've been introduced. Why am I saving these people? Why do I care? I don't really, but we'll see. Let's see how it goes. We need to do stats and analysis of you.
Yeah,
Because I need to know if I can eat you or not.
me.
Why else the ship's going to get pissy at me for murdering you? I might as well have a good reason for it.
Well, I don't know. I think you and me are Pete done your character sheet, yes?
Yep.
We're going to be pretty much like even then.
I
It's only Adam who is going to be like
Do you,
our
do you
game.
actually have a plus in fighting?
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh, okay.
I think my is it close combat or something?
No, actual fighting stat.
I think it's that. The one that gives you plus to your hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got +4, I think. Yeah.
Hang on. I've got Dropbox there. I can have a look. Aha, cheating.
I'm not too concerned with like comparing stats. But the
No,
first.
I just want to make sure I can kill you. Oh, you got +1. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, no, my character isn't exactly intelligent, but he's not stupid. But I do like how the first thing when I sat down and like got ready and stuff is like Adam started trying to compare e-penis, and I was like, I don't
Really?
care.
Your character was voted most likely to never say, what was that noise in Space High School?
Pretty much, but I think
My character is designed to be that noise.
I could probably
Metal
beat
Gear.
you, but it would be difficult.
Hmm?
I'm just gonna play my character. However, if he ends up dying, he ends up dying. If he doesn't, it'll be fun. My aim with him is to see how long he can survive, because he's not exactly a nice character.
No.
Maybe, like, we did talk about this, like, you know, was it, what's his name from Farscape, the warrior?
I don't know.
Dargo.
Dargo, yeah. They said, it could possibly be like Dargo, where he starts off a bit like, you know, "Rrr, screw you all," and then turns into like a good guy. But my character is kind of inherently evil. So I don't see that happening.
Like lawful evil, or?
No, just evil.
Neutral evil. Which is kind of the worst one, really, because that's sort of like the you can't trust this person at all one. But it'll be good. No, it was pretty funny. As soon as I sat down, and it was like Adam was like, "Oh, this, you know."
I've also been told that you have a voice for your character.
Yeah, of course. Why would I not have a voice for my characters?
What are
You
going-
tell.
Are you going to sample your voice?
Well, now
Yeah, why not?
I don't know if I can do it.
Go on, just summon up your lizardy goodness.
It's not lizard like at all. I don't really want to do it here.
Well, you can't be embarrassed. There's
Would
less people
you do
here
it
than there is in
for
roleplay.
a Scooby snack?
So he won't do his roleplay voice, but he will do a Scooby-Doo impression.
It's like, oh, no, don't do anything that gets in trouble for copyright claims or anything.
No.
J-Man, why do you want to do anything like that?
You're
You
here.
know, I actually keep on getting... I keep on getting Maurice and Rob the wrong way round.
Oh, really?
Really? Because, hear me out here,
Why is it
Pinky's
enormous?
voice, in your mind, is just something that translates to, that belongs to a Maurice.
No, it doesn't. It does
That's in
not.
my mind.
Your mind is a weird, wonderful place.
I like how he
It's
didn't
also
hesitate
wrong.
before saying wonderful.
It's a
No,
weird
that's-
and wonderful place, but it's also wrong. Maurice LaMarche is Brain. You got me fucking doing it now. Fuck you.
His name was Robert Paulson.
Rob Paulson is Pinky. Maurice LaMarche is Brain. It's
I
not-
know, but the voices themselves in my head just go that nasally voice belongs to a Maurice
Not forgetting
in my
that
head.
Rob Paulson was also 2 Ninja Turtles in 2 different series.
Did you watch the new Nostalgia Critic? Is what I was going to say.
Yes, with the ending, it was brilliant.
But no, I will not be doing my voice here.
Okay, fair enough.
However, I'll do it on Sunday, obviously.
Yep.
But Robin did crack into hysterical laughter
The
when I
first
did
time.
it the first time.
I can imagine.
And he did not stop laughing.
Oh, really?
I wasn't sure if it was bad or good. But he said, he's like, no, it's brilliant. But I don't know if it's brilliant because it's sort of like a bad, cheesy horror thing, or if it's because it's like, just, you know,
It's so silly.
it's a so silly voice.
TK,
Yes,
recorded
I'll try.
on Sunday.
We actually do need to have like a session of roleplay with microphones and things so
Yeah,
we can
that'd be
actually
good fun.
capture the story.
Well, I trust you enough to actually lend mine to the cause if somebody just takes a laptop or something.
Oh, wait, you mean you
Yes.
fuck off. I record the whole world.
Yeah.
Well, if TK brings
I
a
wouldn't-
laptop...
That'd probably be the easiest way to do it, actually.
Yeah, just the Yeti in the middle of the room and everyone shout.
The Yeti has a table
You
stand,
wouldn't even
right?
have to shout. Yes, it's got a rather heavy-duty table stand with some nice anti-vibration foam on the bottom.
Oh, nice.
So we'd be fine with that. If
Yeah.
I think we should do that. That'd be cool.
That would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Just let me know when. I'll get it all ready for you. And it's got a rather nice long USB cable to go with it.
That's even better. And we can plug it into Pete's laptop when it gets back. After breaking in. You may have noticed that there is an absence of the Xavier. That's because,
Yeah,
again,
and
like last week, his PC is still dead.
Ah.
I
and
did
his
add
laptop
him.
is dead.
to the advertising. So.
You did. You lied in the advertising, boy. That's false advertising. We could get like Ofcom on her or something.
Wow.
Yeah, right. His laptop is being delivered here because,
Reasons.
yep. And we need to get hold of his PC so we can rescue the data off it and try and restore his copy of XP he's got. Because, oops. And then I need to take 2 hard drives round to Anthropop so he
Tell
can
you
get the data off them.
You install the keylogger, and I'll ruin the plan by monologuing about it on the air.
Haha. Well, that's that plan ruined. Well done. Didn't even get to install the keylogger.
On the subject of voices still and roleplay, I personally, I think you should just do whatever you want when, like, you know, roleplaying. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Pete always does Pete.
Yep.
Robin always does Robin. Adam always does Adam, etc., etc. But I like Hedgie's way of doing it, which is like you don't have to always do a voice. Like I don't do a voice for all of my characters. Or
No.
like Simon, for
Simon doesn't
example.
have a voice, no.
No, Simon is normal, and our other characters I've played which have been like normal as well. But I always feel like a voice, if you can keep it up, even if it's a terrible voice, as long as you keep the same voice,
Yeah, it gives it that consistency and it creates that
I
new
got
character.
everyone loves Ham. Okay, that's why Shatner even still has a career.
I mean, I'd love to give Marco a voice, but I just couldn't get my voice into that range because he's a lot larger than I am, and his voice would be a lot deeper because he's got a lot more chest area. So there is no way in hell I'd be able to create that kind of voice. It's just outside of my puny little range. Whereas Martin, I don't know about a voice of Martin. 'cause-
Mine kind of just reminds me of you,
Yeah,
so your voice suits.
him. Yeah.
But yeah, no. When I thought about it, I said I can't roleplay a lizard dinosaur thing and not.
Put on a voice.
Yeah, you can't have a normal voice for that, can you?
Not really. No, it
It,
does.
just, it doesn't give you the sort of
It does
And-
deserve a voice.
Just imagine this giant, hulking,
Imagine a
the-
raptor from Jurassic Park talking like this. That would be like.
Actually, I
stupid.
was just thinking, what was his name? The professor turns into the lizard.
Oh right.
They got here you go, just sort of thunking into the room and going, "Hello."
How big is your character anyway?
Mine,
Yeah.
smaller than a human.
Oh, he's 5'2". He's Diddy.
Yeah.
I could put him in an envelope and post him.
No, it's not meant to be a huge hulking character.
No.
But sadly, due to the royal space mail, he'd be dead long before he got anywhere.
Space hyenas.
How the hell is my character only 220 pounds?
Diet, strict lean diet of.
The Space
Of
Atkins
metal.
diet.
Obviously. It's like your character is 213 pounds, so either my character is supremely underweight or you're a fat ass. One of the
Why am
two.
I adding space. You guys are all in space right now, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Let's not forget that my current actual real life weight is somewhere around the 160 pounds mark. So. So yeah,
Somebody's big.
I'm tiny.
That's what he said.
Oh yeah.
It's quite fun just watching everyone try to pronounce Moko and failing miserably. And it's like, nah, just call him Noah. There you go.
But that's the same.
They're
I-
useless peasants.
Everybody keeps asking for my name, and I was like, I'm not telling you my name. You don't deserve to know it. I don't want to be called a name by you. So then they started calling me names. I told them, you better shut up or I'm going to kill you, essentially.
That's okay, because my character will probably call you Scum, so it's fine. You have a name. It's a pet name. They're either going to wind up being best of friends or just killing each other, one of the two. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Everybody's wary of me, but it's fine.
Just saw a
That's what I'm-
picture.
That's what I'm aiming for with the character.
It's like my introduction was the team, because apparently in the first session my character spent most of it unconscious anyway.
Yeah,
Because
you
Mark
did.
of the Red. So I was kind of slung on a mini ship, sent over after you lot, where I got to see Yaz's character moving crates into one of the pods. Then there was screaming, so we just ran out to sea. And then the ship basically said, right, well, you've got 3 people in front of you. One is Inquisitor, whatever they're called, laying on the floor. One of them is one of the people who's escaped with you. And the other one is the hostile, which, you can destroy with all force. So I was like, oh, okay. I'll attack the hostile then. Why not? I'll rip his throat out. Because fuck yeah.
I thought the first session was interesting, trying to see. I don't want to say it was an alright session. It was good. It was fun, definitely. But the beginning part where everybody essentially how you metagame,
Yeah.
and I was trying my hardest not to metagame. Everyone else
Which is easier
was.
said than done.
I thought I did a good job of it. Every time Pete tried to steer me towards the group, because obviously I was supposed to go to the group, it's like I have no good reason to. It's like, why am I going to help anyone? Why am I going to
Or
do
rather,
anything?
Why would I
you
do
have
this?
good reason to. Your character, however.
Does not, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me as a player has a good reason to, hence the metagaming, but my character, no. So it's like, I literally forced Pete to give me a hero point to make me go with them.
Oh yeah, you got another one, by the way.
Did I?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he made you go and help again.
He made me help.
Yeah. But it's okay, because you got to eat someone, so it's fine.
A little someone, apparently.
It was one of the Inquisitors, I think, and we've basically been tracking down people on the ship that you left the first adventure on. And while we were escaping there, basically, you'd gone off to stalk someone, whereupon we kind of realised that if you had caught them, which you probably did, you would have probably eaten them. So you have.
Awesome.
Although that hasn't yet been put officially into the story, it's for you to decide when you come to the next session if you did indeed eat them or not. So, entirely up to you there. You can chow down if you so desire.
Shout out!
You listen to the soundtrack yet?
Yep,
A really good soundtrack.
it's good sound.
Yes, we've now moved on to the Lion King, for those of you who haven't been keeping up. This is the kind of tangent we have.
It happened rather abruptly, so even I missed that.
But
It's
yes,
killing me. I don't know why.
what is?
My back.
Dear back, stop killing Fearless.
Please.
You need each other.
Is
do.
is your back stabbing you?
No.
Is it shooting you? Is it popping a
No.
cap in your ass?
Is your back holding
Do
you
I
up?
suddenly have a ghetto spine or something?
I've never understood that concept. I'm going to pop a cap in your ass. It's like, why? Does it need plugging? Are you trying to keep the farts in? I mean, what's the deal with that? Wouldn't
I
cork be
feel
more
like
effective?
a cap's just a short-term thing. Surely you'd be
Yeah.
better off with a good old cocking.
I'm going to put a cock in your ass.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. I'm gay, I can say.
I got plenty at home.
Or ass or cock.
Cock.
Well, why leave it at home? Is that Messalinas?
Have we done this pun to death now?
Only completely.
Okay.
There's probably... Put it this way. If this pun was owned by Nintendo, they'd still be flogging it for more Mario titles.
My brain just suddenly served up TigerTails Radio, putting the homo in homonyms.
Oh! Well, watch out with that kind of language. That'll get you kicked out of school.
Ooh.
When you're the teacher. But yes, it has brought us way past half past the hour, which means we are now a little bit late for our next section. Dun dun dun. And so, it is without any further delay, we bring you this.
Now it's time for the latest gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
When TK catches up to the stream, he'll see that I perfectly just counted down and then went, ah!
It's okay, the stream's like, oh, I see it.
There we go.
Wow, that stream is delayed.
Not by that much, actually. There's something, what, like a 12-second delay?
I think some people are on like 30 or so.
Didn't feel
Oh, no,
like
there's
30
your
seconds.
counting down.
Yeah, there it is. yeah, more like 30.
Yeah, that's you're going, man, it wasn't the man I thought it was. It was a different one.
It's tradition.
It is. But yes, it is that time where we talk about all things technological in the world. And
Bless you.
yeah, that. Well, basically, it's time where Fetus reads out the news a lot.
Well, I'm looking for news, but there's not.
I can pass this back and forth if you want to steal anything that I've got.
No, that's fine. I might find something. It's just there's not a lot been going on because I
Oddworld-
haven't even noticed anything.
Oddworld New and Tasty is out.
I want it so much.
Yeah, have fun with your
Well,
£17
it's
game.
a brief lull in which you're only going to be finding Gamescom rumors, so...
Yeah, we're waiting for Gamescom, which isn't this week. It's next week, next Tuesday.
Well, if you want proof that there's absolutely fuck all proper gaming news out there, all you need to do is check out the Let's Drown Out series done by Yahtzee and Gabriel, because they normally cover gaming news as well. And they've got to the point now where they're so kind of stuck for gaming news that they've actually just started doing viewer questions instead.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the last, 3 episodes, it's been viewer questions.
Well, there have been some things of note that have happened, but I quite conveniently happen to have some headlining-like things. So, starting off at... the release date and price of the Shin Megami Tensei 4 have been announced on the 3DS.
Aha.
Making this, one of the first time in years, I think, that a Shin Megami Tensei game without the name Persona has been announced anywhere in the West. It's going to be costing £17.99.
That's
and
more
it's
expensive than New and Tasty, Alex. You should get New and Tasty.
and is coming out in September with all of the download content.
Ooh.
Sony have already managed to cut down the costs of PlayStation 4 hardware production.
Nice. We'll be seeing that reduction never.
Possibly. They're saying that they're expecting to have to revise their financial expectations for fiscal year 2015 to a 5 billion yen increase.
Ooh, I know what will happen. The price in America will go down, but it will go up over here. And that's actually feasible.
That wouldn't surprise me. Have you seen the exchange rate recently?
This comes up a lot, doesn't it? Whereas basically the UK is the laughing stock of video game and tech prices everywhere.
Yeah, when you have people from other countries, like, was it you who mentioned an American who came over here or something?
I don't know. I
American
remember
friend?
I mentioned when I started comparing the prices a season or two ago, when the Xbox 360 first came out. We were paying nearly a third more than France were,
Yeah.
our closest geographical neighbour.
We were being charged double for the Nintendo Wii when it came out.
then it still is more or less a case of if it's a dollar price, they're just going to change the currency sign.
Yeah, the Wii, if you converted yen to pounds, came out to about 89 quid, where it was 189 quid in the UK.
So bad.
Meanwhile, the Destiny beta has concluded, with
That was quick.
4.6 million players, making it the largest beta of this generation so far.
That's a good thing, though, isn't it? Because the beta's there to more stress test the servers than anything.
It is.
So that would have been a pretty good test. Because I imagine that's not going to be too far off the load they're going to expect for the full game.
They
And
probably
apparently
weren't,
it's... Sorry, Alex.
they probably weren't all playing simultaneously, but yeah.
No, but a
servers-
grand total of 4.6 million
Yeah.
people. It's also the biggest ever console beta for a new video game IP in the history of video games. So, yay.
So I'm getting distracted. There's DDR remixes in the background.
Phantom Pain will be getting its own special Gamescom event with many surprises promised.
What's the Phantom Pain? That rings a bell.
The Metal Gear Solid 5.
That was it. Thank you.
What?
I knew it.
If you're interested, it will be on August 13th in the Musical Dome at 8 p.m. CET or 7 p.m. for us.
When is the Video Game Show?
What, Gamescom? It's on Tuesday, but I think Microsoft are doing a conference on Monday for some reason. But basically, most of the conferences will be on Tuesday.
The reason I do mention the time is because even if you can't get to Gamescom, Konami have announced that it will be broadcast simultaneously on Twitch for
Oh,
the whole
nice.
event.
Who's running that stream?
Konami, I'm guessing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for Konami stuff. But
Yeah,
you probably go to IGM for all their other, the actual stuff, the conferences.
And the last headline, of course, is Crytek have closed down their Crytek UK studio and downsized the Austin team by a great deal following, the rumors are actually true. They are in deep trouble. Homefront and Rise have both been bought by Deep Silver, owned by the Koch brothers, which is sad.
Never mind. It could be worse.
Actually, there's one piece of heartening news to come out of it, which I can say straight into gaming news at that point.
Good, because it's the gaming news section, so that's kind of the job.
So, do you want to carry on talking?
Yes, far away.
Go to it. Where is it? So it's no, stop that. Where is it?
That's what happens when you allow on a tablet.
Sorry. Despite the UK branch of Crytek shutting down, the guys who are working part-time with fans there have announced that, no, Time Splitters Rewind is still a thing, and it's still coming.
Oh, really?
Yes, loads of people reported in extra detail, which the guys at Crytek have politely asked all the blogs to take down, please, because that's not meant to be out in the open yet. But they're going to be making some major announcements pretty soon.
Interesting.
Bear in mind, it will still be going slowly because it is pretty much mostly a fan labour of love with help from the UK developers and Crytek, who were in control of the IP.
I see. But at least Labour's the love come to fruition.
Yeah.
Any news on Mighty Number 9 yet?
I haven't been keeping track.
They're probably on like a third Kickstarter or something. I don't know.
I love your Kickstarter instance.
Of course, there is a official Time Splitters Rewind website, which is tsrewind.com. Does anybody else want to jump in with news, or?
No, you can carry on if you
No,
want.
keep going.
You remember how GameSpy closed down, therefore many servers went with it?
Yep.
2K Games have been migrating servers as quickly as possible. They're working on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network migration. But for the meantime, quite a few games are migrating straight from GameSpy servers to Steam servers. Including Borderlands PC, in which they've decided to remove Secure ROM and all DLC. That's not right. Anyway, basically, you will now get a free Steam copy of your physical version of the original Borderlands. Civilization 4 is being ported. Where's the full list? It's basically all the Civ games up until the most recent one, 5. Borderlands, Close Combat, Jet Fighter, Leadfoot, Rune, Stronghold, Legends, Topspin, Viet Cong. The Viet Cong demo will be ported over to the Steam service so you can play multiplayer. Quite a few of their old games, actually. Yay! That's actually kind of nice because quite a few people were bummed out about not being able to play the classic Borderlands anymore. And then everybody else is just looking down at things.
I'm looking at news, yep. I actually have a spot of news that makes me happy in the face.
Oh, good.
I've just spotted that in a German magazine may have leaked a new character reveal for Mortal Kombat X.
Ooh.
It looks like, if the screen cap's to be believed,
Oh, yeah.
Kano is coming to Mortal Kombat X.
Kano, he's coming.
Lovely Kano with his red eye. Retconned to be Australian after Trevor Goddard's portrayal of him in the first Mortal Kombat film. Yep, this kind of Japanese character is now Australian because Trevor Goddard's English accent sounded more Australian than English. So he was retconned to be Australian. And so it looks like he will be in the new Mortal Kombat.
The actor was made in a
See,
honorary Australian.
that,
Yeah.
Alex, is the power of ham.
I like how I interrupted TK by accident, but then Felix interrupted me.
It's genius, isn't it?
And now all we need is for TK to actually come along, and whilst I'm waffling, giving him the chance to do so, with my waffling and much talk. Oh, god damn it, TK, you had one job!
Yeah, and I was just watching you suffer. I am a bastard. Yeah, but the images first appeared on Twitter after being in this magazine, and it does seem to suggest that one of Kano's 3 versions will use wrestling moves and possess a flying knee attack. And it's got him in a screenshot against Cobra Khan there, going, hello, fuck you. And another screenshot looks like he's doing Jax's gotcha grab, which is interesting. Apparently, though, there will be more character reveals at Gamescom. So I'm looking forward to that now a little bit more than I was after the rather kind of lame Raiden reveal. It's like, yeah, Raiden's coming back. It's like, yeah, we kind of figured he would. Yeah, because he survived the last story, so he's kind of there to come back. Like Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Raiden, and a few of the bad guys. That was about all who survived last time. So I mean, Sindel survived, I think. Scorpion survived. Cybernetic Sub-Zero survived.
Well, you can't kill off Scorpion, really.
Not really, no. I suppose you could kind of placate him forever. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works.
Like, well, why isn't Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 11? He got sent off to find the Holy Grail.
No, I don't think Ed Boon would dare release a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion in it after Mortal Kombat 3 happened.
Maybe being in a spin-off game, you know, his quest to find a toupee that draws attention away from his flamey skull.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. Oh god, actually, anyone reviewed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film?
What?
Yeah.
What? No, that's not a thing that exists. From what I've seen of the new Ninja Turtles film, I am more willing to accept Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation as a thing.
No, that's not a thing. I don't care what you say, that's not a thing. Okay, they're not giving it glowing praise at least. But they're not ripping it a tiny to shit either.
So, what do Resident Evil, House of the Dead, and Dead Island all have in common?
They're all about zombies.
Yes, but
All
another thing
games.
they all have in common.
They're all games that made into terrible films by Yui Bowl. Except
Not all. No, House of the Dead was Yuri Bowl. The Resident Evil movies were made by, I don't know.
Yui Bowler likes.
And now Dead Island is in fact being made into a movie.
Oh, God.
Again by Deep Silver.
Yippee!
Whoa, basically, you know the basic story is Dead Island, right? Tropical island,
Yeah.
people who ate brains turned into zombies because they ate brains, and all hell breaks loose, so on and so forth. And according to the occupant partners, Joe Neurotor and Felipe Marino, Deep Silver have created a highly successful game franchise based on very cinematic, widely viewed, and well-received trailers, which provide a great template for launching a film franchise with a distinctive and commercial use on the zombie apocalypse.
Yippee!
That fills you with so much faith in the project, doesn't it?
Utterly.
They've made a good series out of Dead Island. Whoa. I don't remember one outstanding Dead Island game. They've just been average zombie games. And average in the age of zombie games.
It was fun for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And that was a kind of not obsessive play.
The idea sounded amazing, but
The execution
was
if
poor.
pun.
So
The
poor.
first trailer for the game, that was a really, really interesting trailer. Everything kind of going backwards in slow motion with the song, and then it was like, oh, it's a zombie game. Wait, what the fuck? This is not what you were promising. And then the trailer for number 2 came along, and it's just the zombie jogging down the street. And it's like, okay, this now doesn't look like a good game anymore.
That looks a bit too much comical, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the fact that the guy's just running along, and it's not a comical zombie game. It's not a super
There's
serious. but-
accidental comedy in Dead Island.
It's like the Xbox exclusive zombie game, which I can never remember the name of.
Dead Rising.
Yeah, trying to take itself seriously.
Yeah. It's like Dead Rising done really well when it took itself as a joke. It's like, okay, I can.
And then the trailers came out last year's E3, and we went, the fuck happened to that game?
Yeah, I miss the times when I could stuff a gorilla hat on a zombie and just like smack it about. Now I have to be super serious and call in airstrikes from my allies and
And
rip 'em
wandering
apart.
around so that you can, I'm tired of carrying my Darth Maul chainsaws.
Yeah.
Where's a wheelchair I can sit in?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whee!
Red K is telling us off in channel for not wearing hats.
I'm sorry, it's just too warm.
Do I look like I can wear a hat in this outfit?
Yeah, actually you do.
Not in that outfit, hi.
Oh my god, what's he chucking me? It's pretty hot as well.
I'm always, the Dead Island universe offers a rich and unique. I don't want to put that thing up again, TK.
It's okay. It's okay. That's the one that stays up.
Where- the Dead Island universe offers a rich and unique setting that can expand beyond the pure gaming experience. We are very much looking forward to seeing Dead Island open up to new audiences and showing off the fun everyone at Deep Silver has with this brand, says Dr. Clemens Kundratitz.
Who?
Kundratitz,
What?
CEO, Cock Media. Kundratitz. Cock. Kundratitz.
Media.
Cock.
Cock.
Wordsy,
Words.
Media.
words.
Words up.
Hang on.
Oh.
I actually have a little bit of gaming news. Another bit.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
on.
some news.
Just trying to adjust my headphones over my hat.
This can't all be me. Come
Yep.
on.
Well, you may have seen recently in the gaming press that there was a
Yep.
custom-themed PlayStation 4 named the Gay Station, which was done for a
I had this.
in Sweden, and it was auctioned off for charity because fuck yeah, charity. Charity is an awesome thing, and it was to raise money for a charity which is an LGBT, I forget the letter under the sun, community charity thing. They've managed to raise 28,300 Swedish krona, which roughly translates to about $4,118 for this,
Yeah, I heard it was around the 4.3k mark.
yeah, for this custom-themed Gay Station console.
It's great because it's the first time we've heard Gay Station not used as an epithet by rabid Microsoft fanboys.
Indeed.
What's so special about it?
It's really pretty. It's custom themed, so it's rainbow. It's kind of rainbow themed, with all the colours of the rainbow. There's a big heart on it as well, which is nice. And I'm not entirely sure that there is like the word Gay Station on it anywhere. I think it's
No, I think that's just a
peaceful.
fan label.
And I'd like to look at the picture sideways without the screen moving. Thank you very much. No, it's just got PS4 on it still. But yeah, it's PS4 Gay Station Edition. And it's the hashtag, this is for the gamers. That's in the GAYMERS. Which to me sounds like a lot like a cider. But there you go. And yeah, Swedish retailer Webhallen sold the console and gave the money to RFSL, a charity devoted to the LGBT community.
This quite happily coincides with the wrapping up of GamerCon as well.
Oh yeah,
The LGBT friendly
game
themed.
convention. Yep.
They actually had a brief kerfuffle where they accidentally caused a media storm when NIS America had a mix-up and didn't fund them for the VIP lounge,
Oops.
the VIP event.
Yeah.
And it was actually an oversight on both parties, but this caused a huge Twitter storm, and the guy running the event had to go, guys, no, call off the internet war machine, please. This was as much our fault as theirs, and this was nothing to do with our sexuality. But to step up, the lead guy behind Revolver Studios, Hotline Miami,
Yeah.
actually came up and said, "Look, I'm about to throw $3,000 at these guys. Every other indie developer who gives a shit, follow suit."
Aha.
And they managed to get it funded in the end, and it was quite nice.
Nice. Felix is the only one not wearing a hat at the moment.
I'm wearing a hat in spirit.
Yeah.
For now. Remember, TK, my head is smaller than yours.
So is this hat.
Incoming.
There you go.
Extra,
Wait.
extra.
Read all about it.
You have 2 of those caps?
Yeah, because I got this bigger one after that one was too small.
Ah. And it fits Felis perfectly for
No,
a
not quite. It
one.
actually comes down a bit too...
It's a little bit too big for me. That's hilarious.
Or you don't think you beat me?
Am I Naruto enough for you?
I don't know. I'll see how it looks on the stream when it comes in.
It's the beard throwing off the ambiguous gender vibe that you wanted.
Oh,
I can shave.
I want you to be male. Don't worry.
That's better. Now,
Got to say, my hand's in the proper position. Just sit and go choo choo. Chugga 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 choo choo. And now I have Child of Unicorn in my head. Thank you, you bastards.
my pleasure. Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. Ring ring.
Hello?
Ring ring.
The
Hello?
Ring ring.
Hello?
I'm not doing this. No,
Ring ring.
Hello?
no.
Ring
It's
ring.
worse because the more I'm saying no, the more I'm sliding towards Charlie voice.
Hello?
Ring ring.
Hello?
Which is great because TK, you remember my mother's nickname,
ring.
right?
Just fucking do it!
That's not her name, surely.
I'll ask my stepdad.
No, because that'll create mental images of your parents fucking.
Hello?
Oh.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Ring ring.
I'm going to ignore you guys, and I'm going to carry on.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's not what Charlie says.
Pretty sure there is a quote there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's give me his cue line again.
No.
Ring 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 ring. Banana phone.
Doobie-doobie-doo. Oh, for fuck's sake. There, that's my participation. Are you happy now?
Happier.
Well, that's okay then. Microsoft is rolling out the Windows 8.1 to all of the mobile handsets,
Sorry.
which means that mobile, handset people, the mobile phone people, will now have the Cortana virtual assistant.
Yes.
Right now, she's limited to the United States.
She hasn't passed quarantine. She's not allowed out of the borders yet.
Yeah. However, the guy who's behind the Cortana project has tweeted that, barring any unforeseen issues, the UK developer preview of Cortana will go live in less than 2 weeks.
Cortana.
However, unlike the US version, it will not be featuring Jen Taylor.
Genitalia.
Jen Taylor.
Jen-
Jen Taylor! Yeah!
It's not like the kids series Animalia, but anatomically correct.
I got him, TK. I
Yeah,
got him good.
Yeah, they seem to be taking their cue from Siri, where the actual full-on voice of Cortana will be used for the UK handset. But for the US handset, the UK version instead will be adopting what they believe is a more cultured British tone.
Oh, rather.
Poor
So-
blimey, you seem to be having a problem there, sire.
Yeah. Unless
How
you
do I help you
actually
search?
rely on location trickery, you will not actually be getting your own Halo Cortana phone person.
Did you mean schedule?
Yes, you fucking did.
And this coming in from the No Shit Sherlock department.
Ooh, my favourite department.
The majority of people in the UK are disabling their government-enforced porn filters.
What a shock.
My God. Just according to Ofcom, just 1 in 7 customers are letting the main 4 UK ISPs guard them from porn and other online nasties, like domestic abuse help websites.
What?
Yeah.
No, the
Childline.
Yeah, Childline, Amnesty International, the government's own What to Do If You're a Domestic Abuse Victim, and the website to report that your website has been unfairly blocked were all blocked by the porn filter.
Did they do this on purpose, or
No, this is because
they were so vague?
it's not even a porn filter. The exact words used were, we'll be able to block porn and esoteric websites.
Yeah. And the question is, what does esoteric mean? Because that's an awfully
Niche
broad...
and obscure is what it means.
Yeah, exactly. It's an awfully kind of broad term, esoteric websites.
It is. Let's see where the stats...
A website to appeal against blocked websites does sound pretty niche.
I wonder.
The people who have opted to keep the filter...
What is esoteric?
Obviously does that.
People who have opted to keep it are generally middle class, have 3 children, and a dog called Woof.
A small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest.
I fucking love Google.
Problem is, I actually have to go to the main Google Now bit to actually do it. And that's the point where I go, I might as well just click Chrome and then clicked on the microphone.
I wonder if I can do other things with this, because I've not really tested out the voice functionality of my
I
radios.
haven't done much. The last time we bothered testing anything is to see how well it could do a proper rendition of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. With you, Hedgie, and I.
The last thing I did with... Because you're supposed to be able to like, send messages and shit as well with the phone. And I've no idea how the hell to do that.
We'll look it up.
You just go, OK, Google. And it goes beep. And you say, send message. Ooh. Yes. Contact recognition enabled. Touch mic to get started. Okay. OK, Google. Send message. How do I find contact?
Do you want to text?
It's like, okay, Google, crush my enemies, see them driven before me, and stream the lamentations of their women.
How do I pick a contact, Google? Tell me.
Anyway, out of the people who opt in to the government filter,
Yeah.
Virgin Media, 4% of customers, BT, 5%, Sky, 8%, and TalkTalk, 36%.
Blimey.
However, TalkTalk have put that huge outlier down to the fact that they pre-tick the selection box, which also means that the majority of people who are getting a new account are more likely to just keep it ticked in
Yeah.
case.
As opposed to untick it like sensible people. Perverse, as the
Virgin
government
Media
likes
was
to call
actually
us.
so far has been the biggest rebel for the ISP filter
Really?
by only activating the filter this February
Oh ho!
and only rolling out to about rolling out the choice to a third of their customers.
Sweet.
I must admit, BT haven't asked me if I want to look at porn yet. They've asked me if I wanted to use their built-in own protection-y things, to which I've said fuck off. But they haven't asked me any kind of government-enforced porn filters yet. And it's like every time I put a new account on, new laptop or something on the network, and it will come up and ask, do you want this person to use like our own filters? But they haven't said, do you want to use this big government-enforced bastard filter of shit yet? So it's all kind of good.
I don't think we've had a choice at our place either.
I'm going to play the shit out of this. I've been utterly distracted by the phrase, OK Google. Because it now just controls my phone.
Okay, TK.
Yeah?
Do show.
Let's see.
He's still processing.
OK Google. Perform TigerTails radio.
My god, he's got less memory than Atari.
It's actually taken me to the TigerTails radio homepage.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
My
Google.
god!
It understood TigerTails radio. Fuck yes.
Ooh.
This is a good thing, trademark.
I must still have to do things.
It's so pretty.
Whilst not gaming related, but general geekery,
Okay.
Studio Ghibli have announced a break in production.
They're closing down forever.
Oh, by the way, Alex, remember what we were saying earlier? Yeah, Miyazaki has actually made good on his promises to retire this time. That's what's prompting their meltdown.
Yeah, sure.
believe it
It's
when he
like we
sees
said
it.
earlier. Miyazaki is like that one guy in a forum who threatens to leave every month
Yeah,
with his retirement things.
every film, he'll always say, "Oh, this is my last film. I'll be retiring afterwards." Then comes out another
So
film.
Miyazaki's retirement is basically The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Ah,
See, but his recent films have just been copy-paste environmentalist shit.
Hey, look, we've made
without even
Avatar.
Liam Neeson or Ham being involved.
Oh, you got to have ham
Why do you keep saying ham?
because it's like jam, but
Because it,
meatier.
it gives small fish satanic powers. That's why.
I think he's lying about that.
Watch Ponyo, damn it!
No. Like a Japanimation.
Ponyo, little fishy in
Wow,
the sea.
I haven't heard that term since Metal Gear Solid 1.
What, Japanimation?
Japanimation.
Why are you looking at me? I didn't say it!
In fact, he's the only one in this room who have not said it.
Yeah, and I'm never going to say that word.
Haha. We will make him say the word.
What,
Alex, start removing articles of clothing until he says the word.
Hang on.
Stupid,
What?
stupid 30-second delay.
I was taking my head off so I could appreciate the view better. It's like, look over it, and Alex has mirrored me. Again.
You're as bad as each other. You're both appalling.
Check it out, I'm like a 90s grandpa. In 30 seconds, Tiki will actually see that. But he's guessed what I've done, hasn't he?
Oh, yes. Now to
Okay.
see if I'm right. And in the meantime, hello to Red K, who's appeared in channel.
I even only
Again.
pulled it back 150 degrees.
Well, he appeared ages ago.
No, reappeared.
Oh, reappeared. Okay.
Sorry, Red Knight.
Indeed.
Ah, yes, Red K, yes, I think I'm with it.
Oh.
He's in there twice now. That confuses me.
Ah!
I get IRC confused.
Ghost!
Yep, I was right. God, you're appalling. Anyway, yes,
Ah.
moving on.
Moving
So, Ghibli
on.
isn't dead. What's next?
Ghibli is not dead. What's next? Fucking
Ghibli is dead.
PlayStation Now is about to enter open beta.
Hey! Nothing
However,
here.
everybody's wondering why Sony are staying very quiet on one issue.
The price, because it's stupidly expensive.
No. The fuck are all the PS1, PS2 games, Pony?
That's coming. There's PS.
Well, no. The fact is, people are sat there going, you got all these PS3 things, and you're promising us that the PS3 content isn't going to stop being ported. But there's no PS1, PS2 content, and that's what you marketed half of it to us on, and you've not said a single word when people have been asking you. Why?
Why do you care about another re-release of a game that's been re-released already?
You
Of
can't
a
even own this
re-release.
time.
Because sometimes our discs are gone, it's too fucking hard to find a copy, and we can't be asked to fuck around with all the OpenGL settings in PCSX2.
Yes.
Honestly, if it's a game that you want to play, you can play it on the PlayStation 3 by now.
For some part. I mean, if you've
But
got.
what if we want to play Super Robot Wars?
Go out and buy a copy.
You know how hard that shit is to find.
Then go and pirate a copy and mod your PS2 or whatever console you need to play it on.
Again, this means I'm going to have to set up another set of profiles for the PlayStation 2 emulator, just so it can run without glitching the fuck out.
At the end of the day,
Why the hell would you emulate a PlayStation 2? They're like 25 quid now, and you can mod the fuck out of them for next to nothing. And why in the metric shit would you need to emulate it? Unless you were planning on video capturing the graphics.
That and less cables everywhere.
I don't know why people are still encouraging, like the companies, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, to re-release games for a silly price that they've probably already played or owned.
You're forgetting that, you know, one of the biggest selling things on the Wii is probably the market store for the cheap retro 8-bit and 16-bit games.
Yeah, but that's the only place where it's
For-
actually
for-
cheap. You look at PlayStation prices, like,
Not all of them are that actually. Usually, like, here's a HD re-release of the game. And I'm like, yeah, it's a bit pricey. I'm going to wait for it to come down a bit. Or I'm just going to wait for my PlayStation Plus subscription to finally get around to giving it to me.
and that's another thing I didn't like, the quick boom of HD titles for PlayStation 3 from PlayStation 2, where some of them were like, yes, they look good, other ones are upscale, and it's like, there's no point. You've done nothing here.
Yeah.
You've done nothing.
Scaling just looks shite. in
Like the
majority of
Devil
cases.
May Cry HD, where it's literally a poorly done rescale without even going, oh, fuck yeah, we just stretched the fuck out of the aspect ratio, didn't we?
Yeah, so I just don't agree with it, unless you're going to do a proper remake like Abe's Odyssey,
Yeah.
which is actually, I looked at the screenshots, well, it looks
And in the
pretty
case
good.
of some of them, it is literally a case of they're very
Alex,
hard to get
if you-
games
if
that
you
they still
need
want to keep in
convincing-
circulation.
If you need convincing to buy new and tasty, watch NerdCube's review of it. Seriously.
But no, I don't. I like it when companies go,
Yeah,
okay, look, new and tasty. You know, Abe's Odyssey. We've revamped it completely.
We fixed all the fucking problems with it.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't even mind some games not having a complete revamp as long as they can give us the experience that was so hard to fucking find outside of, pirating the fuck out of the game. Because then it keeps certain games alive for the people that still want to play them on newer
But it's
hardware.
always the same sort of games that get re-released. It's never the niche good ones.
Sadly, it is. Although I was quite happy to see Grandio was on my PlayStation Vita.
Didn't Zone of the Enders get HD'd?
Yeah, Zone of the Enders got HD'd, and while it's not exactly hard to find, it might be a bit pricey for a PlayStation 2 game, but you can still buy it. You can still buy it. So I don't know why that I brought it simply because it was like £2. I was like, okay, look, £2, whatever, fine. In a sale.
It's a case of consumers sat there going, this keeps them on the line, thinking that I'm going to do a 3 soon.
Yeah.
Except he sounded more Japanese and less whiny.
And I haven't played it, so I can't say if the HD is that good. But it's just an upscale again, so I'm assuming it's just going to look.
I don't know if
sleek.
I think there are still some frame rate issues with a few of the scenes in it. Which is why a lot of people just sort of lost interest. Because we've taken so long to fix the frame rate issues that everybody's sort of not excited no more.
So add that to my list of things I actually use to test, which is Kickstarters which are needed and re-release of games which have nothing done to them. In fact, they might even be worse than the original. Simply because they didn't bother to upscale it properly.
There are things and they're different. We don't like it.
But then games like Cell Damage was upscaled to HD and looks really good. But then it was cel shaded, so the upscaling process would have been piss easy.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't know why they didn't do it earlier. They haven't really tweaked much. There's a couple of graphical things here and there, and there's a couple of new menus and stuff. But other than that, it's virtually unchanged. And because the original was so great, the remake is great because they haven't fucked around with it. So it's kind of a two-sided argument. Yes, it's sometimes completely pointless and unnecessary, and if you're just going to kind of HD remaster for the sake of it, then sometimes it won't work. But in other times, if you start tinkering with it, you lose what was great about the original because you fuck around too much and then you end up breaking it. So it's a case of if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So some games, yeah, remastering. Other games, yeah, maybe not.
My main problem is, why should I have to pay for a game 4 times to own it on 4 separate consoles?
I think your problem is buying it for 4 separate consoles.
No, but that's what they market it for. They don't just market it for, oh, you can buy it on like a modern console and you have it. They will purposely go out of their way to say, oh, look, it's on here now. Like Sony fans, for example.
They have been doing the whole cross-buy thing to alleviate some of that now.
The cross-buy is getting better, but it still needs improvement.
Cell Damage.
I'd say
Cross-buy between
there's-
PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 4, and Vita. It's like, hells yeah, so I buy this once, I get it for 3 consoles simultaneously.
Because it just sort of sounds like the argument you're making is, it doesn't work right now, and therefore we should never do it. It sounded like you're saying, but it is getting better.
But then you look at games that are already HD, say The Last of Us. The kind of PlayStation 4 remastering of that has taken what was good and made it better.
But the remaster of The Last of Us is not needed.
It's not needed in the slightest.
It's not needed at all. There's no major improvement to the game. It is literally just a port.
There is a major improvement.
There are many.
It's doubling the frame rate. You ever played shooting games on 30 frames a second and then played them on 60 frames a second? You notice the difference. It's a vast improvement. It plays like a completely new game almost when you're on the shooting sections.
You know, if they waited a year or something, I wouldn't be angry at it. But it's so soon after The Last of Us. It's like, who's going to buy that at max retail price?
There's a fine line between the whole get them while the excitement's still there about it and the
also,
too
Alex,
soon. Too soon.
One target market. Xbox 360 owners who moved to PlayStation 4. That's a fairly big market at the moment. And that's probably where The Last of Us Remastered is squarely aimed. Because it's literally the best game on the PS3, now on the PS4. So you don't have to worry about, because you owned an Xbox in your past, you can now take advantage of this wonderful game now, and they've basically struck where the iron was hot still.
Or for a less aggravating example to you, time frame wise, Metro Redux is probably a much better example. Since it came out a little while ago.
I'm still waiting for
They
Forever
now
HD.
redoing it. They actually are doing massive improvements all across it. mechanics-wise, gameplay-wise.
See, if they improve the game, I don't really have any problems with like a re-release. If they actually make actual improvements worthy of you spending another 10 odd quid on it.
Or at the very least, if they're just doing a straight up, here's the your beloved retro game, but we're not going to make you pay through the nose for it at least.
Or even if they just fix problems with the first game, as in like bugs and issues and stuff. Like, oh yeah, we just, tweaked a few things.
Although sometimes it is really, really funny to see that a game has been ported so perfectly to a new system that every single bug, glitch, and cheat is intact, like Super Mario World. When that came out, not only were all of the glitches intact, somebody managed to find a new one.
Yeah.
But they went back and it was in the original game.
I may or may not have to send a tweet to Sony, PlayStation Europe, going any chance of Parappa the Rapper HD for PlayStation 3, 4, and Vita. If you don't ask, you never know. I'm probably not going to get a reply, but yeah, we shall see. I want Parappa the Rapper in HD. Gimme. But yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Bring up the window. EA are announcing their own subscription game service.
Okay.
The beta for the service is scheduled to launch this summer for Xbox Live users on the Xbox One only at $4.99 a month or $30 a year, giving you unlimited access to EA's Vault.
Oh, goody.
Apparently, your inaugural group of games are going to be Madden NFL 25, FIFA 14, Battlefield 4, and Peggle 2.
Yay!
About the only good thing that they managed to do about this service is by saying, by the way, unless it's a game that requires online play, you're not going to require the gold account.
Oh,
You can still do it on your Microsoft Basic.
fucking hell.
That's
And Microsoft are okay with this?
Microsoft's got no choice, really.
Who did they have to shoot? I'm gonna say there's probably some Microsoft executives there spinning in whatever. I would say graves, but they're probably still alive. So
Somebody has been sent down, evil genius, sort of like evil mastermind conference, sit at chairs.
Yeah.
The button has been pressed. One of them has fallen down the pit.
yeah.
But there are sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
Yeah.
To which, why do we even have that lever?
Who wouldn't?
True.
Except TK. If he had that lever, both of us would have gone down many times by now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
please reword that.
So, Celine,
My
that
girlfriend
footage-
will hate me if I take that back.
Om nom nom. And it's only archived forever on YouTube.
I'm saying TK started going om nom nom, but it shouldn't be slur.
You are getting too into this.
That's what he said.
He's actually kind of squirming a little as well.
I can imagine.
Of course, Sony have actually had to come out about the EA Access thing and go, "Psh, like we're even bothered.
But they're not really, are they?
We know we offer so much more fucking value than they do.
Yeah.
Actually, they do.
Yeah,
Compared to the
PlayStation-
Xbox One, they offer a lot more value.
PlayStation Plus is fucking amazing.
Hmm.
It's like, give us 40 quid a year, and we'll give you kind of 2 or 3 grand's worth of software. Have fun with that. And I'm like, okay, I will. Thank you.
Bye. I think 2 or 3 grand's overstaying there, but it's probably at least
Well-
800 to a grand.
I don't know, it's about 200 a month if you take in all 3 formats. Because, I am. And so, times that by
Also,
12.
your mandatory video streaming service of choice subscriptions,
Oh, yeah, them too.
and your even pricier Sarah Palin channel subscription, because you need the entertainment, really.
Not that much entertainment. I don't think I could stomach that.
Oh, that's a thing that happened, by the way. She launched her own
Yes.
Sarah Palin News
I
network.
saw that, and I laughed for about 8 nanoseconds, and then my faith in humanity completely disintegrated into nothing.
Uh,
I need lemonade. But just before I get lemonade, I think it is that time where we end the gaming news for one episode,
dun, dun, dun.
because it has gone on for probably a little bit longer. We have drifted somewhat from gaming news, and take it into the next section.
It's that time where the cast of TigerTails Radio review stuff badly. This is Done and Dusted.
So, I have a film. I imagine Mr. Introduction there will have a film. And I imagine Felis will have nothing, but he will have his Felis starters.
Indeedy.
So,
Probably.
Mr. Angel Dark Song.
Do I have to go first?
Yeah, because I want to drink. Yeah. Fair enough. I'm gonna
Right. Okay. So, with the usual Wednesday thing, we normally, me and my friends go around, play games and and socialize. But we decided this week that it was time to go to the movies because it's been a while. And one of our friends was like, I can get you guys free movies because I work at the cinema. I was like, cool, let's go watch a free movie. So 8 of us went to go have a free movie and watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. We all went, most of us went together actually to watch the first one. It was really good actually, but had a lot of flaws with it. So it was an average film.
Yeah, again, like I said, it's scientists who are so stupid
Yeah,
in the first film.
it was an average film. I think it suffered from pacing problems. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Watching the second one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. To give a quick summary, it was actually really enjoyable. It is
To
a
give
lot
a quick
better.
summary, you maniacs, you did it, etc., etc.
Yeah. The start of the film, there is 10 minutes of no talking. Just apes using sign language.
Again, we know that it's more than possible to do a 10-minute intro that is nothing but beneficial to the movie.
Yes, it gets you involved in the world as it is, where basically the apes world, where they are sophisticated enough that they can communicate with each other using sign language and other body language. They have a society which they show you, and it shows the main characters, and the main character Caesar, who was obviously the first ape in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the first intelligent one, who is the leader, showing him what he's created with his fellow apes and the other iconic apes from the first film which interacted with him throughout the story.
I can't remember the name.
Maurice, Koba, I can't remember, Rocket, and I'm sure there's another one which is a gorilla, but I can't remember the gorilla's name.
These apes are so sophisticated. They can do a perfect souffle every time.
So the first 10 minutes is them hunting, shows them hunting. Caesar's kid now hunting with them. He gets mauled by a bear, and it's not really beneficial to the film actually, but it sort of shows.
There's still some brutality to it, I
and
guess.
there's danger and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to show some sort of relation. It's supposed to establish the relationship between Caesar and his son and the way the ape society works. But 10 minutes into the film, first human shows up, and he is the dick of the film.
And then he ruins it by opening his mouth.
No. You know that character where you go, you just, you die. You need to die. He's one of those characters.
He's a Walter Peck.
What?
Ghostbusters.
I don't remember. I'm not talking needs to die because he's a bad actor, but the character.
No. He wasn't a bad actor. The
He's a
guy
great
was
actor,
a
tongue
massive
in cheek.
dick.
Yes. His whole purpose in that movie is to be a massive dick. He is the massive dick of
It's
the group.
even worse when they multi-class with bureaucracy.
But yeah, so a bunch of humans are up on the mountain. One of them encounters 2 apes coming back from hunting, which is Caesar's son and Ash, his best friend. The guy panics because obviously they've heard of all the monkeys. The simian flu has a lot of prejudice towards apes and monkeys because of this, because it kills most of humanity, like a good chunk of it.
Bastards.
So he decides to just shoot him.
It's almost like the laboratory in the first movie was actually planning for this very scenario to happen. What with their 2 projects taking place at the same time? Look, let's make a virus that apes are immune to and kill off most of the humans, but also let's make super smart apes.
I spy a plan. Even Dr. Robotnik couldn't have thought of that one.
Most tragically successful Bond villain yet.
But first encounter with humans and apes, they hear a gunshot, and they're like, obviously these apes hate guns and stuff because of the electricity.
Do you want me to
going off.
do the thing?
Hang on.
I can do the thing.
That's how I can do it.
All the apes come along and show their force. Basically, there's 80 odd apes. The characters say themselves. There's about 5. I think there are 5 people there who they're up there for a mission to help restore power for the humans to live with electricity because humans are trying to rebuild. But Caesar's pissed because one of his people have been shot. He shows that he isn't just a brutal ape and the like, though, and that one of the humans who's the main character of this notices that.
He's firm, but fair.
He could have killed them all, but Caesar instead just screams at them to leave in human, and they're all like, oh, he spoke ape. The ape spoke English. Whoa. They take the stories back to Gary Oldman,
Because Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. I could only see him as the Commissioner Gordon in that film. He's the leader of the humans' base.
You're right, because the edge of my mind is one of his other really famous roles, and I tried to grasp for it, and all I got was the face of Commissioner Gordon suddenly. Coked up going, hey, you kid, you're a detective now.
Detective. Whoa. So you see the human settlement, and it's like a bustling marketplace in a African country, actually, where there's loads of people walking around with boxes and stuff and fruit and things.
Yeah.
It's very, you can tell it's primitive even though they have technology around them because they can't use all of the technology because they have no electricity. But then there's this whole thing because the ape got shot, Caesar is talking to like other apes in sign language because apes mainly communicate in sign language even though they can speak English, some of them. But they're like, oh, we have to go over there and kill all the humans because we can't show any weakness. But Caesar's like, no, we'll deal with them. Let me sort this out. So he takes most of all the apes capable of fighting outside the stronghold and basically stands on this doorstep, waiting for the humans. They're on horses. The apes are on freaking horses. It's pretty badass.
That's not quite as badass as card games on motorcycles, but no. It's up there.
An ape on a horse. Riding this horse, man, is so sick. But yeah, so there's whole discussion, and basically the apes say, "You stay here." Well, Caesar says, "You stay here. I'll go to my place. We don't want a war, but if you come and intrude on us, we'll fuck you up.
We will eat your skin, okay?"
And the main story goes from there that the humans really want to go up there and sort this this dam out. They earn the trust, or the small group earns the trust of apes. It gets fucked up because of Dick, which is inevitable. He's the character that fucks it up.
He was just there to be the guy that fucks it up.
But they still managed to get the trust going somehow, because Caesar wants to believe in humans, but he understands that humans aren't all evil, but most of them are. And the whole film goes from the first and the second one is essentially him going, well, apes, we are not humans. We're different, but I can sympathize with some humans because obviously his owner was a good man, yada, yada, yada.
It's following the tradition of the real monster was man.
Oh, so it's Fern Gully all over again.
I thought the real monster was Tim Curry.
Yeah, and he was an awesome monster.
But
Toxic Love was a great song. It
shows that essentially Caesar's second in command, or not second in command, his leader of his military forces, basically does a coup because he doesn't want humans around at all. He is essentially like a human hating thing. He's like,
Can I say it, please?
What?
Et tu, brute?
He basically does a George W. Bush.
Yeah, sort of. He, because unlike Caesar, who learned compassion from humans as well as learning how hateful they can be, Koba only knows hatred from humans because they tortured him and experimented on him, and he's got scars all over his body, and he's quite messed up, but still quite, a big, strong ape.
He unfortunately learned his compassion from a hardline Republican. So
Koba causes a coup and starts a war, which is where you probably see most of the action from in the trailers.
Yep.
And it goes from there, and I'm not going to say any more because that's sort of the main meat of the story after that. I've kind of briefed. I'm not like Pete where I tell you the whole movie and then just go watch the movie, but you've already experienced it through me. So I've left out plot points during what I've been saying that are quite important. That I've only said the obvious stuff, the stuff where if you watch
you could garner from the trailer in some parts.
Yeah, and the stuff where if you watch the movie, you know the dickhead character, you know what happens, you know what his role in this movie is. It's not
Pretty
like
much as soon as you see him, he's one of those guys. He opens your mouth to go, he's gonna fuck everything up and probably die a not tragic, ironic death later on. Did he die, by the way?
yes, he does die.
Spoilers, jeez.
Jeez.
Oh my god, that one guy died.
Oh my god, the blatantly obvious happened. Holy shit, voila.
But at the end of the film, if we just skip to there quickly and not say anything about it, but it does lead on nicely to the third film they're going to be, which is, I believe it's called Planet of the Apes, because the Planet of the Apes is trademarked or copyrighted.
So they're just getting rid of the.
Yeah.
And it'll make it okay.
Basically, we're gonna do good this time, and hopefully it'll wipe the whole memory away of the last time we produced the movie just called Planet of the Apes.
Was that the one with Jack Black in it?
No, it was the one with Jack Black.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of King Kong. Ignore me. Wrong ape.
No, it. You racist. No, we're talking about Tim Burton's tragic, shitty movie.
Tim Burton did a shitty movie.
He's had a couple of stinkers, I will be honest.
But the end of the movie essentially
Did it have
is
Johnny Depp in it?
basically it shows the apes basically getting stronger because they're forced to.
Didn't we actually think of a movie the other night that didn't have a Tim Burton movie that didn't have Johnny Depp or Helena Bonham Carter?
Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah, that's the very thing we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
What a
probably
great
why it was shitty then.
However, if you've seen the first one and didn't like it due to slow pacing or you thought it was okay but could have been better, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a lot better in that regard.
It took your criticism on board.
Yes.
My one criticism with the first movie is anybody carrying the idiot ball in this one, and will they drop it hard?
No.
Okay,
There's no actual real everything could have been stopped because of this, but
because of one guy doing what he should have been doing all along. You mean?
the movie, the whole thing could have been stopped because of one person, but for an entirely different reason, and for that character was actually doing things purposely.
Okay, I am mollified.
Yeah. He has an agenda rather than, oh, I'm an idiot, yada, yada, yada. Oh, phew.
What kind of agenda? Like the regular kind or the homosexual one?
But the pacing of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is good, quick. There's action where it needs to be. There's story where it needs to be. It doesn't feel like you're watching just shit in between good parts. The story itself holds up a lot better than the first one.
You're not just counting down until the next bit from the trailer.
Yeah, no, you're not doing that at all.
Also, TK still refuses to tell me what the homosexual agenda is.
Every time you hear the
no.
apes talk as well, it's sort of pretty awesome. I can imagine in the next film they are going to be talking normally-ish. They're still going to have this ape sort of feel to it, because I think that's what they're going for. Like, these are still definitely monkeys rather than you look at Planet of the Apes and they're like evolved.
They didn't go for the sort of like sophisticated Hulk style, did they? Or
What do you mean?
yeah, sort of the gruff couple of words at a time.
Sort of, but they string together sentences by the end of the film. So
that's okay.
certain apes. Like, it's basically showing you the evolution. That's what the whole point of this new trilogy is. Well, they might even go further. Who knows? I hope they do. But yes, by the end of the film, I'm looking forward to the next one because it will still be monkeys and apes. They're not going to actually be like humanized. Even all that's happened to them with the serum and the virus or whatever you want to call it is that they've become super intelligent. Their intelligence has reached that of humans.
So they're going to start an industrial revolution soon.
Yeah, essentially. Well, they don't need to because they've stolen like
Ours.
human equipment. Yeah, they've been uplifted. I believe this is the term.
Ooh. Look at you getting
Yes.
technical with your buzzwords.
Although through accident, so I'm not sure, but it's the closest term that we have
Yeah.
that we can think of.
It'll do. Interesting.
I see Slinky.
Would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it if you watch the first one. Obviously, if you haven't watched the first one, just go quickly watch it and then go see
Or
this one.
So suffer through it.
go watch the honest trailers of it and then come back and watch the second one properly.
It's not suffer through it. It's just slow. If you don't mind the slow pacing.
If you haven't seen the first one, would you lose a whole lot if you saw the second one without seeing the first one?
Yes, because it builds character. All of the human. Another bad thing about the first one, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, is the humans other than the main character, aren't really relatable. They have no sort of like connection to. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, most of the humans you can understand one way or another. Like you can actually relate to that. You can understand them. They actually feel alive. But yes, you still lose out a lot because the first film is about the character building of Caesar and the other monkeys, which is actually important because Dawn of the Planet of the Apes centers about the monkeys. It doesn't center about the humans. It centers the monkeys. So it's mainly about the you know how like you would assume it would be about the humans surviving and trying to fight for survival, and like side scroll into the monkeys every so often. When no, it's the other way around, which it should be.
Hey. I mean, just trying to stifle a sneeze. Yeah, it's stuck. It's halfway. It's not going to come out. Fuck it. I'm going to try and muscle on. So yeah, that was your view of the
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Thank you. Would you like to say that again?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That gives it the gravitas it needs.
Yeah.
That's always good. So yeah, I saw a film as well. I got bundled up with Pete and Hedgie because Hedgie was gagging to see it and Pete wanted to see it too. So I got kind of dragged to see a Marvel film. Yay! Because I'm full of enthusiasm for superhero films because I'm totally interested in all of the backstories for that. And I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. And everybody who is everybody has been raving about this fucking film. So I was going in there going, well, I saw Iron Man 1. That was okay. It wasn't brilliant, but it was okay. Iron Man 2 I did not like very much. It was kind of, well, shit. And so Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have to do a lot of work to impress me to the level where I'd go, yeah, actually, I'd quite like to go and see a sequel to that. And if I'm going to be very, very, very honest, it was okay. It wasn't mind-blowing. I'm not sure what the hype is about for this film. It was a perfectly average action shooter sci-fi comedy adventure. I'm thinking the people who have got the most kind of woo about it are people who are engrossed in the Marvel universe, either through the films or through the comics.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's also a case of pretty much every single superhero movie we've had has had a fair amount of grimdark in it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
so much grit that don't rub your eyes, you'll scratch your cornea.
All the DC movies, definitely. The Marvel movies have tended to be a lot more light-hearted.
Even the Marvel ones, despite moments of lightheartedness, the overall theme has actually been pretty damn serious, or something that's actually fairly dark when you think about it.
So it is nice to get a kind of relief from all that.
From what I hear is that, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is unashamedly lighthearted all the way through.
It is, for the most part. There are a few kind of serious-ish moments, but generally it tries to stay...
But the whole theme of the movie, it ends up being, I haven't actually had to think about anything that is mildly depressing or serious.
Oh, there was a bit of death, and we didn't have to deal with some of that.
Just a little bit of that, but...
I mean, when you see an anthropomorphic raccoon crying, then you know that shit's gone down. And, well, basically, it's a lot like our roleplay session that's going on at the moment. A collection of characters through the hunt of a MacGuffin have been banded together, and now they must escape and survive. And so we have Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, who's a kind of almost like, not bounty hunter, who's that kind of person who'll go look for shit for you?
Treasure hunter?
Yeah, type thing.
A
bounty
prospector,
hunter?
let's call him.
Yeah, he's kind of like a bounty hunter type thing, but looking for shit as opposed to people. That kind of thing. And he goes after this MacGuffin because he thinks he can get a good price with a certain person who's looking for it. And once he obtains said item, he is then kind of rapidly accosted by a character called Gamora, who is also looking for said MacGuffin because she needs to give it to her boss, some chap named Thanos apparently, who then wants to use it for being evil and stuff. And she's basically been body painted up with makeup and stuff, so she's like this kind of green colour, I think. Or she's the blue one, I can never remember. And she's supposed to be like some
green,
assassin. Yeah, she's green, I thought so.
Also, that's not actually her real hair.
No, not really.
Karen Gillan actually shaved for the role and then put on a red wig.
That's not Karen Gillan. That's Zoe Saldana.
Oh, the other green girl is Karen Gillan, isn't it?
Yeah. Not far.
Wrong one. Sorry.
Scavenger. Thank you, DJ. That's the word I was looking for. Or relic hunter. Yeah, scavenger. That was the word I was after.
Some kind of raider of tombs.
Things. Haha, ish, yeah. So, yeah, he gets the MacGuffin, which is a kind of metallic orb thing. And then she tries to get it. They have a bit of a fight. Other characters then get involved. A bounty's put out for Peter Quill, Star-Lord. And so that gives Rocket Raccoon and Groot, his friend, an opportunity to go after him as well.
Or as I'm now calling him, Vin Treasel.
Yep, Vin Treasel, who actually plays a very, very good tree-like humanoid thing. And was probably one of my, actually the second favourite character in the film.
Again, I haven't actually seen the movie yet. All I know is that the entire internet has exploded with demands for dancing potted Groot toys.
Yep. That does kind of spoil the end slightly. Well, I'm going to spoil the end, fuck it. If you haven't seen the film yet,
It's okay. I don't mind mild spoilers, so...
Yeah, it's not too bad.
The internet does.
Yeah, DJ says Karen is the angry blue chick, yeah. She's the other assassin person.
Oh, she's the other one.
Yeah, she's the one
the
still
green one
working
for some
for
reason. I
Thanos.
don't know why.
Thanos is supposed to be some big bad, but we end up apparently not fighting Thanos. We end up fighting his underlord, whose name I can't remember.
We'll just call him Mid-Boss.
Yeah, pretty much. What the fuck is his name? That's going to annoy me. Because they spent most of the film talking about him. And it's like, oh god damn it. Ronan, I think. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's Ronan. Who's Ronan the Accuser, a Kree radical who agrees to retrieve an artifact from Thanos in exchange for eradicating his mortal enemies, this other race, and stuff. And so he's the kind of big bad of this film. And Karen Gillan's character plays one of his hench women, but for want of a better word, called Nebula, the adopted daughter of Thanos, who was raised with Gamora as siblings, and is a loyal lieutenant to Ronan and Thanos' employ, according to Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm at the Wikipedia page because I couldn't remember the fucking character names.
It's okay. No, nobody blames you, TK.
I remembered Star-Lord.
Except maybe Peter.
Yeah, I remembered Star-Lord, and I remembered Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and that was about it. But that didn't matter, because that was kind of all I needed to remember. I just needed to remember that the big blue guy, with appalling body paint, was also on their side, as was this green chick who could fight quite nicely, but overall, we probably could have done without her in the film. Yeah, if you're in with the whole Marvel Universe thing, then all these characters probably mean a lot more to you than they did to me. The characters were kind of quickly introduced. We kind of very quickly got their reason for being there. They actually had relatively good reasons to be where they were at the time for what they wanted with the thing that they were doing. Most of it circling around the MacGuffin. And so we then got to watch them all get arrested, thrown into prison, where they kind of teamed up for the sake of necessity. And escape, go on the run, have a few jaunts and journeys, and kick ass, chew bubblegum, and then decide to go and take on Ronan. As you do. For reasons. Overall, it was a well-paced film. I'll give it that. Technically, the film was actually very good. CGI was quite nice. I mean, there was the quite blatant fact that none of the CGI characters were alongside their human compatriots, but if you were prepared to let your suspension of disbelief go, you could quite easily overlook that. Something I wasn't quite able to do in the in the Iron Man 2 at all. That was just some hideous CGI in my opinion. But overall, it was quite a competently well put together film. Had a reasonably good script, a good laugh, but...
And you will not be able to get that song out of your head for a good week or so.
What song?
A certain much played song. On a magical Walkman.
There were many songs on a magical Walkman. And so you have a good collection. It was a good soundtrack, actually, thing about it. I mean, it covered a lot of genres from like the kind of 80s, 90s something. There was even some Jackson 5 in there, which I was quite happy with. I like the Jackson 5. Although they really did save that right until the end, the bastards. It's like, you've made me sit through this 2-hour film to get my Jackson 5 fix, and you play it right at the bloody end. Fuck you.
Were you expecting it the whole time or something?
Yeah, well, I read that the Jackson 5 were in there, in the soundtrack, so I knew they were coming. It was just a case of when. And they were playing all these other kick-ass tunes from my childhood. And going, yeah, where's my song? Where's my song? You fuckers, right at the very end. You bastards, I kill you. Oh, yeah, DJ's filling in some plots.
I was about to say, you know that TK is not going to read this for a little while, right?
Oh, I've spotted it. Fuck that up.
I no longer have to say a thing.
And therein...
It's good, because my keyboard actually ran out of battery juices.
Feels a peace treaty between them and his race. Is a grave insult or whatever. Yeah, mostly whatever. Yeah, there's like reasons. Read the comics. fuck it. The main characters, the only one that's really fleshed out in the slightest is Peter Quill, Star-Lord, because he's the one that you're supposed to be kind of attached to for most of this. Very, very early on in the film, we get kind of a bit of backstory where his mother's in hospital, and we see the events then leading up to his kidnapped.
Okay.
Yes?
I can feel his eyes pouring into me.
Whose?
Look at your screen.
Ah, okay. That's a very strange image.
I have an overly attached Alex.
Where's my screen cap button? The YouTube archive will save it for me. I'll screen cap it later. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll just hold this pose for like 10 seconds so you can get it.
Nah, it's no point. I'll get the archive. But yeah, Peter Quill's character is the only one who's actually really kind of fleshed out in any which way. Everyone else, we get a kind of sniff of the backstory. Some longer than others, but they do kind of at least attempt to make you give a shit about any of them. Gamora and Drax, I found, are entirely just two-dimensional characters, and I couldn't give a shit whether they lived or died. Groot and Rocket weren't particularly well fleshed out, but they had so much personality. Groot he's literally a tree-like humanoid. He doesn't speak much. He literally says, "I am Groot." And
I was about to say, all we truly know about him is that he is in fact Groot.
Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel indeed.
Vin Diesel.
But he was such a nice character, and he came over really, really well. He was infinitely better than most of the tree characters in Lord of the Rings. And
ironically, he came across a lot less wooden.
Yeah, go figure. And you actually gave a shit about him by the end. And Rocket.
It's because he is a massive geek for this sort of thing to begin with.
Can I just say that you said the Guardians of the Galaxy is a lighthearted comic romp sort of thing.
Yeah, for the most part.
That's sort of like what the Guardians of the Galaxy are all about, though, really, aren't they? They're not to be taken super seriously. They're strong.
It's meant to be almost a Platinum Age throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, they are strong, like their power in comparison to other superheroes and the like, but they are sort of like the band of misfits, the lovable band of misfits.
Yeah.
I'm just sat there thinking that there's a bunch of Fox executives around the table right now going, oh my god, Guardians of the Galaxy is so hot right now, we've got to jump on this. We need a show about a bunch of criminals on a spaceship who get together and they do heists. Didn't we have something like that?
It's called Firefly.
Farscape, Firefly.
But yeah, this is very much a tick-the-box kind of films. I mean, Peter Quill fills in your kind of generic lead character, cocky, But
I've actually heard a lot of Farscape comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy in a good way.
It's like, look, Gamora is token female, tick the box. Drax, token tough guy, tick the box. Groot, token sidekick, tick the box.
You mean we have our TV tropes 5-man team?
Yep, and Rocket, token angry guy with the big guns, tick the box. So it's like, okay, well, we've ticked all those boxes. Well done, us. Rocket, you actually do give a shit about it at the end, and when the end event happens, it makes him burst into tears. You almost feel his pain. You almost care.
Where would they be without a good psycho/technician?
Yeah. I mean, Rocket definitely does work in this film. I mean, I read on the BBC website before I saw the film that the producer was basically like, we need to get Rocket right. He was the key step in this film.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
apparently.
They got it right.
From what I saw in the trailers, they got a lot of him right.
Rocket was brilliant. For pretty much every scene he was in, he steals the scene. He has the best one-liners. He has the best comebacks. And he is definitely He's not the most rounded character. He's not the most fleshed out character. He's not the most deep character. But he's certainly, in my opinion, the best character. And he's got a tragic past that could do with some exploring. In fact, they could have explored it a lot more in the film than just about 3 lines.
Yeah, you don't just open right up to Space Warship Down, okay?
He could get his own spin-off. I would be quite happy with a short, kind of like 2 or 3 episode, like half-hour episode things of Rocket's early days, building up to where he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Never know, they might. A lot of with the other Marvel minis that we've had so far.
Yeah, things like how Rocket found Groot and that kind of thing. That'd be interesting little stories. And Rocket's that kind of character who would produce an interesting vignette, where the others are kind of bland. Yeah, we're kind of here because we're here either to look pretty, we've got tits, or we need to all chase the MacGuffin to make the story work. So, as you can tell, I'm not the hugest fan. It's certainly not inspired me to, if there was a sequel, to go, oh my god, I really must see that immediately, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. But if there was a sequel and someone was dragging me to it, I wouldn't put up too much of a fight.
If there was, it's already confirmed.
Okay, sorry, when the sequel comes out, I could be...
Comic-Con, one of the live feeds was to the back room where there's a totally not staged conversation between the two leads, asking if they should tell everybody that they're already confirmed for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay, so actually, before, admittedly, knowing there was a sequel when you go into this, which I did because I'd already read about it, does destroy a lot of the tension. Because, you know, if there's a sequel, then a vast majority of your lead characters are going to survive the encounter. Which then takes out all of the threat. It's like, oh no, there's a really big bad. Gee, I wonder if you'll defeat him. Oh, look.
There are also talks that the Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers crossover is pretty much inevitable.
Ah, more than likely.
And I'm sort of going, and I think that's pretty much too many characters to juggle at that point.
But hopefully by then...
They'll have been whittled down, is what you were about to say.
I don't know, so wouldn't that? It'd be hopefully by then that the people who actually give a shit enough to actually watch all the films will then have all the backstories, have all the connections to the characters already, and so juggling them would be a lot easier. It would be much harder for someone who was new to the franchise to jump in at that point because they would have absolutely no fucking idea who anyone is.
Well, we still need to get the other Avengers and hopefully a Mark Ruffalo Hulk out the way. Please give us a Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie.
It's a Marvel film. I didn't really care, but as someone said to me, it is technically a Disney film, so I should go and see it. Because, like, Disney owned Marvel now.
Does this mean you have to go see the new Star Wars as well?
I'm almost excited for that. I didn't care for Star Wars.
Like I said, Kevin Smith was weeping tears of joy. That's not to make me think, I want to go see this now. I dare to get excited over a new Star Wars movie.
I mean, I wasn't really excited for Star Wars Episode 1 when that lot came out, although I did see the first one on VHS, which just shows my age.
I had that too.
That's when I was living with Lev in the crew. That was a long time ago. They didn't really excite me in the slightest, but as I've kind of got older and I've really learned to appreciate the Star Wars... I say appreciate the Star Wars franchise, that's not true. After Family Guy parodied Star Wars, so I kind of understood it a bit more. Now I'm at the point where if there is a new Star Wars and it's good, and I'm thinking maybe I ought to go and see it, because all the people you talk about back in the 70s when the originals came out say, you know, you remembered where you were, you know, what you were doing when you heard about this and when you went in to see it, because it was one of those things where it revolutionised cinema almost to a point. And so...
It is now something that is so deeply ingrained in pop culture that you will never have to have seen the Holy Trilogy to get references to it.
Yeah, and if number 7 is going to do that, then you probably really want to be a part of that, even if you don't really give 100% of a shit. Well, it's more for the I was there than for the quality of the film.
We have an original writer back of the original trilogy. We have sets so physical that they broke Han Solo's foot.
Yep. Made me laugh. I mean...
And we also have the lessons in the world building that were made during the not-so-good trilogy.
As long as they keep George Lucas the fuck away from it, you know, it should be reasonably good.
Yeah, they keep him away from it.
Yeah, just give him some crayons and some paper.
And the guy that got writing it is the guy who wrote Return of the Jedi and Lucas inserted the Ewoks.
Well, this is what's kind of giving me a little bit of faith and confidence that maybe I ought to go and see this, because it's being done by competent people with competent production and in England as well. So
yeah, the filming's already started.
Yeah, it started ages ago. So if you... Oh, and Guardians of the Galaxy was filmed in Shepperton, which is just outside London.
Yeah, there are a couple of UK studios filming lots where the majority of motion pictures have got at least one little bit filmed there.
Yeah. Well, the majority of Guardians was shot at Shepperton Studios, which, amusingly, is the same studios that the original Thomas Tank engines were filmed at before they went CG.
Quite a few of the practical effects scenes, most of the practical effects scenes for the Batman movies were filmed here.
What, in the UK?
In the UK, yeah.
Because we got Shepperton, we got Pinewood, and I think there's one other as well.
To the point where they actually caused police scares at a few points, because it's either number 2 or number 3, where there's a massive fireball effect, and that's actually a physical effect.
Yay!
And residents in the nearby area had wondered, because there's a power plant nearby as well.
Oh!
Had wondered if something exploded and mass called to the police.
Whoopsie!
Because when you're talking like a 140-foot fireball.
Yeah, it gets noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I think it was a Doctor Who scene actually, and they showed you some of the behind the scenes, and they'd got the army to blow up a particular building because it was on an army training ground. And yeah, apparently there was an explosion so large that the neighbours complained, and so they had to actually go around to placate the neighbours. It's like, holy shit, because this was in the middle of nowhere.
Thankfully it wasn't the Mythbusters testing out a cannon.
Yeah. That was hilarious. How badly did they fuck that up? It's like, it's disappeared. Yeah, oops.
What? What was this?
They tested a cannon. Things went wrong. Houses were demolished.
Not houses were demolished, but yeah.
But, a few houses had holes in them.
Buildings were damaged
Yes.
But
by a stray cannonball.
the Mythbusters isn't that bad usually. Normally they're just telling me myths about how blueberry actually tastes like raspberry, but it doesn't.
But yeah, for their little kind of explosion ground is like in a quarry, but there is a housing estate not too far away. I mean, far enough to be at a safe distance normally, but yeah, apparently within cannonball range.
Though, you know what the most impressive special effects to me has been?
We'll see in the if ghosts are a myth or not. I don't like Mythbusters. They're shit.
You can like them for staying true to the spirit of the scientific process, and thereby making it entertaining for people.
They don't do
They're-
relevant stuff.
Hmm?
They don't really do relevant
They
stuff.
teach you if you
They
get
mostly do what's
electrocuted.
fun to them now.
They teach you if you
But-
get electrocuted for weeing on the third rail. That's relevant.
I don't know, one of the most impressive special effects that I've seen as a physical one is, do you remember the X-Files movie?
No,
I know you wish you didn't if you have.
I haven't, so I'm safe.
Well, essentially, there's one special effect, which, if they'd fucked it up, the movie wouldn't have been made. This is actually not a bad thought to most people. But essentially, there's a scene where a whole skyscraper explodes.
And that was a practical effect.
They built a false front to the skyscraper
Ah.
for all the windows shattering.
Yeah.
And that took up about half of their practical effects budget. So they had one take and one take only.
I think I remember seeing that in a documentary somewhere.
Yeah, it is one of the most ambitious physical effects that had been done for quite a while.
I must admit, I do like the practical effect.
It's a shame the movie was kind of shit.
That's one thing I will give to the Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of the characters that were kind of played by people were done with people with makeup. And so, like, it was mostly body paint and things like that. And for the most part, it was quite obviously body paint. But it was nice that they were all done with practical effects as opposed to being kind of CG perfect. Because I think having perfect people working around this place wouldn't have really worked with the film quite as well as ordinary people in makeup. So that was quite nice to see. Obviously, aside from Rocket, who was obviously CG. And for that was probably one of the most emotive characters in the bloody film. Played by Bradley Cooper, of all people.
Yeah.
Giving a good performance.
Who'd have thunk it, right?
Right. But yeah, overall, if you're a fan of the Marvel Universe, you will definitely get a kick out of Guardians of the Galaxy. I found it kept my attention for 2 hours, which is a long time to keep my attention with a film, because normally I get bored of films quite quickly. And so it definitely achieved its goal in that respect. Most of it did go over my head. For me, they were just random people gathered together to chase the magical MacGuffin to make the story work. But I wasn't overly offended by anyone, and they didn't really do too much to upset me. So, well, while it's not making me scream for a sequel, or to see the sequel, like I say, I will be dragged to it, probably, and we'll have to suffer another 2 hours of them. But as long as they keep Rocket as they did in this one, yeah, it'll do. It'll pass my seal of tolerance. Certainly not approval, but definitely tolerance.
Basically, you won't say no if you're dragged to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put up much of a fuss. It'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm being dragged, whatever.
Right, we will hold him to that in 2016.
Yeah.
For £12.50 though. Fucking hell, it's expensive to see a film
Expensive,
these days.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's not even premium, is it?
No, that's bog standard. Put your knees up by your fucking chin seating.
You should have gone to the Harbour Lights, really.
Were they showing it in 3D though?
That's not as big an issue to me, but the seats are damn comfy, and you can take your beer in with you. In a glass.
Ooh.
They trust you.
The foolish mortals. Yeah. Okay, that might be worth bearing
It gets
in mind.
bad when members of the show burst into synchronized cackling.
True facts. Anyway, we can't do anything to upset them. We NaNoWriMo there, so we've got to keep them on good side.
I don't think we can upset them at this point.
Yeah, I must admit, they seem to love us, don't they?
We're become enmeshed with them.
It's like they're a pain in the ass to get to, but they love us, so...
Yeah, that's why I keep going back there. We have enough space, and the foods are reasonably priced.
The drinks are a little on the expensive side, but you expect that for the venue.
Yeah.
And they let us abuse power and Wi-Fi.
Oh, maliciously.
And they don't mind if we don't order a huge amount.
Well, no, we all order as much as we can afford, usually. And they don't mind that. The main thing that they give a shit about is that we're not mooching entirely and we clean up after ourselves.
Yeah, that we do. We are very good at that. Unlike the other group.
They're actually surprised at how, often they hadn't had to come clear the tables because we've been doing it all along.
Yeah, throughout the course of the day, we will take the stuff back because table space is a valuable resource, damn it.
It's a valuable commodity.
It is. And so, yeah, we tidy up after ourselves when we're there because we need that space back.
And we want to be invited back.
Yes, that. We're polite as well. I mean, when we've all finished, we won't just leave the place in a wreck because we move all of the furniture.
Now that we've discovered that some members of staff also enjoy the wonderful art of the Bane voice.
Yeah, you need to wear your hat more so that can be abused further.
I need to pick up a new one at some point.
Well, now that Hannah and... she's going to kill me for forgetting her name.
Cat.
Thank you. Won't be there. Your hat won't be quite so abused.
No, they'll just have replacements.
I was about to say, they will send minions.
Oh, yes.
They'll have delegates.
There will be mini cats and mini Hannahs.
They'll be delegated their services to some... You know what I fucking mean?
What you mean is stop Celine from contacting them.
Did you hear that, Celine?
Celine Schmeline.
If you're out there,
I'm on the ball already.
you're my only hope. Help me.
Way ahead of you.
Parlez-vous Star Wars reference?
Help me, Celine One. You're my only hope.
I was about to say, help me, an obvious seg into somethingy one Kenobi. Unfortunately, that's one word that I'm not allowed to call her ever on pain of knee to the balls.
What's this?
I will type the word.
Obi-Wan? Obi...
No, instead of Obi, it's that one. That you will not...
Oh, it's a derogatory term for French people. Wow, that's harsh, Felix. Come on, man.
I've said that I'm not allowed to say it.
Was it Cat Summers?
No.
Yes.
Thank you.
I can keep track of multiple threads, apparently. This comes as a surprise to me just as much as you.
No, you know that... I'm not going to say it, but I'll get TK to say it.
I'm not going to... No, we're not going to get TK to say it.
I'll get TK to say it because he has no care about this and it will hurt you.
TK,
But
you don't actually want to be hitting the balls, do you?
TK, do you know what the Brits call the French as like a... Not like, frogs or anything like that, but like another derogatory term they use, which is essentially the same as French, but a bit extra added onto the word.
Yeah, like we'd call an Australian an Aussie.
No.
An Aussie.
If you add one word to French,
Letter.
Toast?
one letter, sorry.
A pseudo-vowel.
F.
Pseudo-vowel. There's only one pseudo-vowel.
H.
There's a vowel that's not quite a vowel.
I refuse to believe
The
that
last
you're
one.
this.
I might
No.
be deliberately avoiding the answer.
Thank you. My balls, thank you.
Wait,
Oh,
but
wait. Who's getting punched in the ball? Sorry.
Felix!
Oh, sorry. You should have said. I thought it was my balls that were in danger.
No.
Yours also if you say it.
Well, no, because TK will be fine by the time Celine meets him again. She'll forget. Go ahead, TK.
The angle will have gone.
Oh, wait,
I
he-
cannot say this because I will see her soon.
He also has an offering of many toothless that she wants. So she... The offering of toothless.
Oh, yes. The much often.
It's actually your get out of everything card.
The 40
But you don't know
20th
that.
episode of Toothless, in fact.
So you're fine. Just go ahead and say it, TK.
No.
Because he was telling me about it through his text, right? To be honest, he probably knows what you were typing now.
No. These are so punchy.
So we might as well just come out with it.
I'm not going to... No, that would seal a fate that I do not want sealed.
TK, please say it.
TK, we're running over.
TK, say it so that we can be over with him. We can replace
With this, you mean?
We can make him more like Evie.
Nah.
I'm not that short.
I will say.
Even driven to my knees.
Wow,
by-
you're like the enemy of women today. Jesus Christ.
It's great because I think my first words to Evie ever were, God, you're short. I was probably kicked all around Sega Park and then given a cookie.
Sounds about right.
It's like pain, pleasure. Pain, pleasure. Right, well, I've just given a post to the Southampton Nano Rimo group, so
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Look it up. Look it up. And then we can move on to kick Fearless.
Oh, yes,
while
Fearless
he's-
starter.
Yes.
I don't
Where's
think
the
we've got the
Fearless starter?
time for that
Oh, we
today.
have. It's only a little over one.
Because Alex wanted to go as soon as we were done.
Yeah, but as long as it's as soon as we're done, not
I've
like,
got new ones, that's the problem.
as long as it doesn't take more than 10 minutes, it's fine, really. As long as you don't faff about when we leave,
All I've got to do is like roll a cigarette or two.
that's fine.
Okay, let me bring back up the Chrome page.
Oh my
Whom?
God, takes so long.
No. What? I just read my balls and literally. Well,
Yep.
my bowels.
Fearless's balls were literally in TK's hands. No, he means figuratively.
No, because you see, literally means not figuratively, but it also means figuratively.
Thanks to the OED bastardizing the language further to make it suit stupid people.
So, quick rundown. After reset that I neglected to mention for about a week or so is that that isometric, Fallout 1 and 2 with a bit more hard modern sci-fi in it than 50s retro-inspired. They have surpassed their goal. They're at 59, nearly 60,000 of their 35, with 16 days left on the project. I'll send you all these links later, TK, for experience. Simon's Cat in Off to the Vet. We are now fully funded
Yep.
at 289,000, pretty much.
290,000. £290,279 currently.
Oh,
So they're
because it brought back up the page, but it didn't bother refreshing it, apparently.
105%.
Yeah,
With 58 hours left currently.
which is good, but there's no troubles there. We might even make a stretch goal.
Maybe.
For fuck's sake, load. The whole story have reached 16,000 of their 10,000 goal with 8 days left. Actually looks like a fun story.
Alex
Somebody
is not
doesn't like the
happy.
meritocracy. Ninja Pizza Girl with 8 days left are at 23,000 Aussie dollars of their 35. That's that 2D-ish mirrors edgy thingy.
How does that work?
Don't
With
know.
fun. The link I'll send you.
Okay.
A Kickstarter that I didn't actually want anybody to... I can't talk about the dismissive language in that, so no time.
Explicit language.
They're very dismissive in their Kickstarter
bit of a twat.
thingy. Yeah.
Wait,
New
okay.
Kickstarter. Fritz, a video game about World War One, is a retro pixely style game in which you play as Fritz, a German soldier in the trenches of World War One.
Okay.
And it comes across as part Persona sim RPG thing and part real-time combat. Basically, you're deployed out there on the Western Front, and the majority of the game is your guard duty, food, talking to your soldiers, and everything else. And every so often, you will be attacked. Which means that they put the main aspect of the game, outside of the RTS elements, into character development. The more you talk to your fellow soldiers, the more they'll eventually open up to you, or even start helping, and eventually you'll all band together and be more likely to survive with deadlier waves when they come along.
Fair enough.
It's
Bit tower defensey.
no, there's no title. It's actually RTS more than that. It's very much an anti-war game in the end, a mature one. This
So we've got
surprises
Valiant
me.
Hearts. We got this. There's a few kind of.
Oh, yeah, I need to get Valiant Hearts still.
Yeah. And it's got a bit of that roguelike and the multiple endings thing. Basically, each game session is meant to last between 4 to 6 in-game weeks with content for every game day. And they chose that because that was the average amount of time a German soldier was expected to stay on the front before they went back to the reserves. At the end of that, you can get one of several endings that are completely dependent on how you played it thus far, at which point you're taken back to the main menu, and then you can play a new game with your stats, skills, experience reset, or the new game plus, in which you keep the same stats, skill, and experiences, but you also make the game progressively harder with each playthrough. It's one of the games that actually looks like it's something interesting. And TK has nothing to say.
We are. It's not really my genre, not
Yeah.
really my theme. So
It's not, but you can sort of appreciate the idea behind it.
It sounds interesting. It sounds like recently there's been a lot more focus on World War One and making it aware of how actually
shit it was.
Because World War II is glorified as this sort of like, heroes everywhere, blah, blah, blah.
It is to World War games what Papers, Please is to depressing Border Patrol games that never existed before.
It's very realistic, sort of. I want to say bleak, but
It is a very bleak look at things, but it's kind of entertaining in the same way. You're morbidly fascinated with the process of
Yeah.
Papers, Please. And
I've still not played Papers, Please yet.
no,
No.
I
now
haven't played it for long because the interface was fucking around with me for some reason. I will paste this.
I
into...
finished it. It was pretty good. I mean, I've only got like 4 or
One
5
doesn't
endings.
actually finish the game, but
Hey, I managed to make it to the end. Only one of those times still being a free man. Fuck, there's a game like... If you have to dedicate your choices, man, you can't just beat around the bush or you should get, like, digged over.
Utterly.
And the other interesting looking new game that I picked from the Kickstarter is Gravia Tactics by Punchbag Entertainment. They're asking for a good deal of money. They want 120,000,
Okay.
of which they have 3,000 to go. Oh, I did say about the other Fritz game, did I? They want 15,000. They're halfway there.
Oh, cool.
With 22 days left. Gravity Tactics, they want 120,000. They got 3,000, 21 days to go. And it's a tactical RPG in the likes of Disgaea, Final Fantasy, and Gungnir,
Yeah.
but with a lot more focus than usual on being story-driven. I'm trying to scroll down. They put all of the stuff up there before the rest of the details about the game. Oh, great, they haven't given us into the story. All they say is that Gravia Tactics is a mature, narrative-driven tactical role-playing game for the PC that focuses on small party mechanics, aiming for depth over breadth of gameplay. Customizable gear, environmental buffs/debuffs, position-changing abilities, and chainable effects are just a few of the gameplay mechanics that put the power to defeat otherwise unbeatable foes in your hands. For the player who enjoys additional challenge, bonus goals in every battle, such as defeating your enemies in a specific order, or ensuring that an NPC remains unharmed, offer unique rewards in the form of rare items and additional XP. There's also a legend system in the works, where you'll piece together tidbits of information from around Gravia, tracking down powerful ancient treasures and the behemoths that guard them. All of which wrapped in a narrative that follows a painful yet heroic journey of a few good souls in a world pushed to its limits, where they'll face darkness they didn't know existed, including their own. So it's set in this, the setting is a world that's, the weird way around, it's lots of heavy industrialization has come along. It's perpetual industrial revolution, everything's fucked up, toxic goo everywhere.
Yeah.
And magic has now come along.
Hey, magic.
And the titans of industry are suddenly sat there going, fuck, that's going to ruin our cash flow. We should stop this. Yeah, and the guys themselves sat there going, we're not going to go for a plain old good versus evil thing. We want to try to do a hope versus truth and, you know, naivety versus the harsh realities of the way the world is.
Fair enough.
And it's something that the art direction is it's okay.
You don't sound entirely convinced.
It's not. I like the looks of some of the robot designs look like early Mega Man concepts for the they're meant to be rescue robots, weren't they, originally?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
I'm not up on
My
the Mega
God,
Man
my
lore.
brain's sat there gone. But I do like a lot of the world building they've gone through and some of the character elements that they've put up. And why they're asking for so much money is down at the bottom.
Well, there's probably a lot of development, like, kind of expense in there, so... I'd rather they ask for a lot of money and
Yeah,
maybe succeed, but...
essentially they actually want this to be, they're sort of going, we need to hire a couple of animators because what we're trying to do is actually produce a proper experience. So,
Yeah.
apparently,
Some animation
their
required.
original goal, if they just want to make the game between them,
Mm-hmm.
without hiring all the additional staff they need
Yeah,
and getting everything else, they only need about 70 grand.
but a fuckload of time.
Hmm.
So get some more staff in, get
fact,
it done a bit quicker, get it
That's
done to
more or
high
less what they're
quality.
keeping for themselves anyway for their salaries, which actually works out to them just less the main 4 people,
Yeah.
just 17 grand salary for a year.
Reasonable.
They budgeted 5 grand for voice actors, 5 grand for sound effects, 21 grand for VAT. Yeah, because they're in the UK, so they have the legal obligation
Yep. So that's all
to
sounds
pay
right.
20% of all money received for goods or services provided.
Yep. To the government. Because, fuck 'em.
Because they're greedy
Kickstarter
fuckers.
only takes 5%, plus the processing fee, which they take 3%, and then 20p for every pledge.
Yeah, because, you know, Kickstarter like their money. Unlike
They've-
Indiegogo, which are a bit more fair.
Yeah, they've budgeted for the reward fulfillments, which they estimate will be about 4,800, and also given themselves a couple of grand buffer.
Good plan. Buffer's good.
Yeah.
Even if it is only a couple of grand.
But it's a tactical RPG that looks pretty good. It's in the vein of quite a few that most people have played at least one of and enjoyed.
Fair enough.
And it's on PC. I like this.
I don't really care. I don't really care what format it's on.
Yeah, well, I've got plenty of the formats myself. It's just that PC is my preferred gaming platformy thingy.
Honestly, as long as I can make the PC work with a PlayStation controller, I don't care.
And I'm posting the link to this one in channel now.
Good. Any more for any more?
No, I just chose 2 this week.
Okay, no, that's lovely then. So, with that section done, I think it is time to let Alex go to bed. As we do the good night things. Because it's been a long show, there's a little bit of overrun, but that's mostly because we got sidetracked talking about stuff. As we do.
We're good at getting sidetracked talking about stuff.
We are. This is what happens when Pete isn't around. He needs to get his PC fixed quicker. But on that note, it is a good night from the Angel Dark Song.
Good night.
It is a good night from the Fearless.
Good night.
And it is a good night from myself, TK. Thank you very much for being here for this episode of TigerTails Radio. Join us next week when we may have a Xavier back. We're not sure yet. But it'll be episode 21 of Season 8 of TigerTails Radio. But until then, it's night-night, everybody.
Night.